Hello everyone. Before we get started on this week's episode, just a quick word that YouTube in all its infinite wisdom has decided that some of the Die Party games are now not suitable for advertising. It doesn't mean a whole lot for the content. I'm not going to censor the videos in any way, but if you'd like to lend your support so that Die Party can continue to grow, please check out the Patreon or subscribe on the Twitch channel. Enjoy the episode.
What? Wait, have I fallen into a time hole? Is this an anomaly? Have
Yes.
we all died? And
Maybe.
have we all risen into much more superior and vastly larger genitalia-sized bodies? Because
I still don't have tits. I'm a little bit upset about it.
Genitalia-sized bodies?
larger sized genitalia bodies.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
whatever.
Phrasing.
This is Dead Man's Crest.
I got dicks
Maybe.
for arms. I got dicks for arms.
This is 2018. Somehow, the first game Die Party came to get played in 2018.
Oh,
is
God, I'm
Dead
so
Man's
disappointed.
Crest. Like,
Hey, we have a 100% attendance record for 2018. We're doing it.
yeah.
Well, Not all of us.
Oh, yeah, we couldn't even get... Like, we were still going to go live with LA at night. We had one person missing, and then another person was just out of town all of a sudden. And it's like,
yeah.
every show has fallen apart for the month of December. The curse of December is broken with the curse of Dead Man's Crest. And now all the shows will go up for the rest of time.
I mean,
except for
December
Dead
has
Man's Crest.
notoriously been bad for Die Party. Not only have I moved countries previously in December, but Christmas is just a time of relaxation, self-reflection, genitalia-sized arms, and giving of gifts. So,
All of those things, I
all of
suppose.
those things, yeah. But fuck, we're back. I mean, it's been a while.
But fuck, we're back.
So let's go around and
Yar, yar, yar,
and have a chat to the people who have decided to bless us with their presence this early New Year's Day. Eugene, my man, it's.
Hey, buddy.
I think the last time we talked to you was before Christmas
Last year.
on Surge. Yeah.
Obligatory New Year joke.
God, my wife has been zinging me constantly with those. Can I just say, she's been fucking nailing me with those jokes. It's just like, honey, I haven't fed the dog in a while. I was like, what? When did you last feed? It's like, last year. It's like, God fucking
God damn.
damn it. Like,
You know they're coming, but there's no way you can prepare for them.
no. It's just like, remember when you were a kid and it was like, haha, a punch for the first day of the month. Can't get me back to the next. It's like, oh shit. It was fucking great, thanks. I'm glad that worked out. And now I have to deal with that for the next couple of weeks. It's just jokes like that. But yeah, how you been, man?
Yar.
Here. I'm good. You know the thing I really like about your show? Henley?
What's that? What's your
Me.
Well, Prylor, and Wreckage, and you, but also that you can have somebody come on and go, I got dicks for arms, and no one bats an eye. It's just like, yeah.
I'm super offended. I just hide it because I'm outnumbered.
You don't see it visually on my face, but like inside my mind, there is like these giant stone pillars that say like, and carved into them is respect for Eugene, respect for Dave, respect for Prylor. And every time you tell that, you know, a guy comes out with a little chisel and just chisels away the bottom layer, and the whole column falls a little bit.
There's no.
It's like
way.
a Mario Party game, except it's your respect.
There's
There's no
way
why there's still
after
a pillar.
There's no way after Rogue Trader that respect for Eugene pillar is in existence any longer.
Oh no, the respect for Eugene pillar is probably the tallest one. Dave's is just like a weathered headstone in the ground.
Look, man, Just you shut your mouth, okay?
Oh, jeez. Anyway, I've been good. It was a good holiday. I got some nice shirts, a lovely pair of socks. Yeah. Yeah, I don't get cool gifts anymore because if there's a gift that I want, I just go buy
Right?
it myself.
Right. I was the one that gave bad gifts this year. Because we had this discussion. I was like, honey, okay, here's what we're doing. You and me getting each other shitty gifts. And she was like, uh-huh.
And she didn't listen at all, did she?
I was the bad guy at Christmas.
Yeah, yeah. I learned a lesson one year, and I'll tell this story. I'll try to keep it reasonably brief. So, there we are. It is 1 week before Christmas. My wife turns to me and says, "Honey, you bought me a new pair of boots and a new winter coat. They're going to be your Christmas gift to me." And I said, "Wonderful, cool, fantastic."
You fell into that trap.
Now, some part of my brain was like, this is a trap, son. Go get her something else. And I had every intention of going to get her something else. But at the time, I was working nights. 12-hour shifts, 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. And I was working lots of them in a row. So, and I ended up that week, because I shop at the last possible minute, because why wouldn't I? That week I ended up working 15s for 5 days in a row. So I didn't get a chance to go get her a gift. Now, I, of course, had an entire year to get her a gift before this. But so we're driving to my grandmother's house for a Christmas Eve party. And this is when I tell her that I have not gotten her a gift because she has the shoes and the coat. It was readily apparent to me that I had made a grave error. So there I am, 8:30 p.m., Christmas Eve, driving to every store in existence to try to find her a gift so that I would not be the bad guy on Christmas. I found a gift. As the store was closing, I ran in and just started shoving things from the shelves into the cart. I think she got some asparagus. I'm not sure. But
Here you go, honey. I got you a
it
vegetable.
But yeah,
Well, this will come in handy because we're not sleeping together for some time.
I mean,
That's just a vegetable
asparagus?
joke.
I thought you said the respect for me pillar was strong. An asparagus?
Oh,
Really?
you're the if there was a marry, kill, fuck of us three right now for wreckage, you would be the marry.
But here's
Yeah.
the deal. I don't think so.
Man,
because
marry, kill, fuck.
You gotta fuck the guy you marry a lot.
No.
Okay.
You don't have
No,
to
you
fuck
don't.
shit.
So marry, fuck, kill. Marry Dave because he's got land wealth.
This fucking guy.
That's not a bad plan.
Fuck Prylor because he'd probably cry.
And he's murdering me, Prylor, as far as it goes.
Yeah, all you have to do is take a dick up the butt. You're good to go, man.
And I kill
Eugene's
Eugene.
ass.
I kill Eugene just because I wouldn't fuck Eugene. That's not. I don't want him to die. Prylor is gonna be the better lay, I think.
I don't disagree. Since this is what we're doing, I'm going to marry Prylor because he looks like he's gentle.
Huggable.
Yeah, I mean he's probably good at cuddling, and you know what? That's what you want. Probably gonna fuck Henley, because he'll do the creepy things. And again, I don't want to kill Wreckage, but he just murdered me, so right. Fair is fair.
Right? Yeah. No. Good luck.
I like my chances.
Awesome. Prylor.
Yeah, what's up?
Which one of our dicks would you like to suck now?
I mean, we're doing it now, so.
Marry, fuck, kill.
Hey, how you doing? What have you been up to, man? It's been a while.
Yeah, I'm doing good. I spent the whole Christmas and Christmas time. I guess it was been like a month before it with KO, my girlfriend, and she got to meet all the fam, so that was fun.
So how is? Don't mind my invasiveness a little bit here, but like,
yeah, what's up?
all right, those stories you get, it's like, you know, oh hey man, what are you doing? Just hanging out with a girlfriend. It's like, oh, okay, you don't want to hang out? It's like, no, we got a scheduled Skype date. Yeah?
Yeah, what about it?
You do that shit? Because I've done that before.
I don't schedule things, but you know,
Things are scheduled for me.
things just happen.
Yeah. And then you can
But
say...
there may be a schedule.
I
I'm not a big fan of schedules.
I saw a good meme today. A good meme. Best meme. Of Kylo Ren and Rey doing a long distance relationship.
The whole Skype calls. with
Huxley,
Force, no
you wouldn't
spoilers.
understand. She's in a magical space cave.
She's real though. My family's seen her. They know it's a real girlfriend.
That's
Great.
good. Yeah, it helps.
Yes. But yeah, been super busy with that and all of Christmas stuff, and I haven't really been on my computer at all for like a month. So she got back yesterday, so we will continue to. I think she's starting to stream more, so we'll get back to our streaming schedules and stuff. So
Nice.
so I should be able to hit your games for like 100 episodes with no stop. I don't think that'll be a problem.
Fuck yeah. All right. Penciling it in. But yeah, I mean, shit, guys, it's fucking. I have something to say because of Wreckage. I go back into Siege, Rainbow Six Siege, and yo, that game is good now. Yo, that game is actually fun now. So
It's okay.
it's actually fun. I played it when it
Is
first
it worth
came
the
out.
price?
That's the thing. It's an expensive game, right?
Well, yeah, so like here's the deal. If you buy the free, like the cheap version, not the free version. You buy the cheap version, you're going to get screwed on operators and they're going to be really hard to unlock. So if you end up liking the game, you're going to be in a bad place. But on the other hand, if you end up not liking the game, you're only out $15. If you buy the full version, you get more operators at the start and they cost less to unlock later. But if you end up hating it, you flush, a full $60 game down the toilet. So like it's a tough
How much
decision.
do they cost to unlock? If like we're talking basic operators, right? Basic bitch operators.
So the most basic operator, if I want to get it because I got the free cheap version for suckers, costs me 11,000 renown, 11,500 renown.
Really?
So,
because in my version of the game, they're like 500 renown to get like the basic ones.
Yeah. So that's the percentile differential that you're looking at. So it takes me about a week of playing every day for several hours to get an operator.
Yeah, because the DLC operators are like at 25,000 renown.
Yeah, they're double basically of the older ones.
But you don't have to buy them, so that's nice. But yeah, I don't know. Seems like a fun game. But Wreckage, my man, Christmas. It's been a while since we talked to you, dude. What's been going on?
It's been 30 days exactly since the last time you saw me, which was an LA at Night game. In that time, I've had a birthday. I've been diagnosed with another terrible disease.
Oh.
And I missed Christmas. So it's been a good month.
You had, doctor stuff on Christmas?
I was too sick to make it to Christmas.
Oh, wow. That's rough.
yeah. I am now 27 years old. I still live with my mom. My debilitating disease is getting worse every year. Yeah, things are looking good as I creep towards 30 years old.
It's not too bad. I'm on the other side. It's fine.
Really? I'm getting there too.
You have a job and a wife and a home.
True.
So I'm 27 and I live with my mom and I'm dying. I'm not actually dying. Don't nobody worry. I'm not actually terminal in any way that I know of.
Whew. Okay, I thought it was going to get awkward for a second there.
Also, Prowler never told us who he'd marry, fuck, kill.
It's true. Prylor, you're not getting out of that.
Fuck.
I was trying to
that's
skirt
okay.
around it for you, bro. Like, man, you know.
All right, I know. Thanks, Henley. For that, you get fucked.
Give me that.
You June, you're married because you seem reasonable sometimes.
Woo.
And sorry, Rikish.
Dave, did you ever say who you were gonna marry, fuck, kill?
Oh,
He is not.
it's pretty easy. I'd go like you marry the man who has the marriage experience, right? Easily enough. I feel like
Be everybody kills me.
no,
do it.
no.
Every single person here kills me.
Here's what I was gonna say. I think I'll throw a bone to Wreckage. Kill myself some Prowler. You know, I think that's pretty.
We all know that he was going to kill me, so it's
No, I was going to make that joke. So
I think us killing you speaks of a certain measure of respect, Wreckage.
I'm the
Because
threat.
for one, I would eat your heart to steal your powers.
Oh my god, you would be fucked. Well, okay, so like I have powers, but I'm pretty sure that they have come at like the expense is the other stuff. So I'm not sure
that's
you can.
why I'll cook it down so I get rid
I'll
of
cook it down.
so no, I
Make
was
a potion out of it.
I was
Gotta
thinking
cook down the heart.
it was
Just
more like
filter out all of the other stuff. You know?
I was
Right,
thinking
yeah.
it's more
Just
like
your
you replace Wreckage in his internal damnation, and he's just tricking everyone. He's like, "Come on, kill me!" And then you go in there,
Kill me!
and he jumps out when you jump into the room, and then he just laughs at you and just walks away. Yep, looking like fucking Kylo Ren from Star Wars.
I've told this story before, but someone once bartered with me for the soul of their firstborn child, and we technically resolved that deal. So I don't know, like if that's going to pan out, you know, in the cosmic sense. You know, I don't know if I get to, you know, the end point, the terminus, whatever's going on afterlife, and they're like, yeah, you have two. What do you want to do with the other one? And then somebody else is there, like, what do you mean he's got my soul?
I would like to consume it.
What are my options? Is this an ABCD thing or?
Can I
Like, what
have
is-
a bit
what
of
is the
column A, bit
retail
of
value?
column C? Yeah. What is the retail value? $29.99. Or
Can
about
I buy my way one tier higher?
a soul is worth about a year 3 Switch, so probably $60.
I'll take it. Hi everybody. Welcome to the Cursed Show, Dead Man's Crest, about cursed players who are cursed. After more than a month and a half of not going up, after promising that we would go 100 episodes without missing, even this episode is missing a player. But it just couldn't be. It could not be postponed any longer. If anybody in the chat remembers what was happening last episode, then you care too much about Die Party shows, and I need you to go outside.
No, they're allowed to care about my source of income.
Don't tell them to go outside while the show's on.
Look, all I'm saying is if they've been chomping at the bit for Dead Man's Crest for a month and a half, and they literally
There are some
that's
very
the only thing they thought
patient-
about for the month of Christmas.
There are some very patient people out there, Wreckage. That's all I'm going to say.
So
we
what?
thank you for being such loyal viewers. Is what we do.
One of the things that happened is we switched to Savage Worlds. The other thing is that they were on a foggy island and there was mutiny. And James, who isn't here, punched a dude's head off. And And also
Right
they
off.
found,
Spun.
and then we found a dying guy, and I told the best joke. Do you remember that joke, Eugene?
I remember
Because it was
hurt.
it was with you.
Yeah, I remember it hurt. I don't remember the specifics. I blocked
Remember, you found the dying guy.
it. Mm-hmm.
I don't remember exactly how you phrased it. You
Explaining
said,
old jokes on role-playing games.
"Yeah, I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm really proud of this one." You said, like, would you like to be put out of your misery or whatever, and like without missing
yeah,
a
you asked me to heal you.
yeah, without missing a beat, it was like, yeah, I'd love to be healed.
Love to be healed. Yeah, that's right. That hurt.
That was
My soul.
right.
On a deep
Actually, I was reminded because the people post comments on the old videos, right?
Yeah.
Someone said, pause the video, right? Because you're talking about bubbles, and like, yeah, he, help him up a foot or whatever, or like help him get back on his feet, and then he paused the video and wrote, "You mean foot?" Sent the comment, continued to play, and then fucking bloody James was like, "You mean foot?" Like pretty much straight away. So I don't know. I think that one takes the cake. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, James is. It's a shame that the show is going up without him because he's quick as a whip. That one, he's sharp as a tack, even though he's playing someone who's dull as a stone.
Yeah, but then we couldn't have played Marry Fuck Kill, so I think we're good.
I mean, we could have.
You can still play Marry Fuck Kill. In groups of less than of larger, it's even better because then when you're killing someone, it's not just like, oh, you're the last person. Like I just don't want to fuck you or whatever. You're the last one left. It's my throwaway answer. Like with Marry Fuck Kill, you're like, this is of everybody. I'm marrying this person. I'm fucking this person, and I'm killing you.
No. I mean, that defeats the purpose of. If you're in a group of 5 people, you don't play Marry Fuck Kill with them because there's 5 of them.
No, you do, because then there's 2 people that you can leave out.
Whatever.
Which means it works better. Play Marry Fuck Kill in the largest group possible, and then carry a gun.
They're just like, I'm gonna marry that guy because he's got all the money. I'm gonna fuck that one because she's the hottest, and I'm gonna kill you because you ate my brownie.
I fucking hate you. No, Rekkis just knows a lot about games in general and how to make them more fun and dynamic. Anyway, so the actual last thing that happened was that the mist cleared as you came to the edge of a ravine. And before you, outstretched, was a long, rickety rope bridge entwined with vines. And on the other end was a fucking, like, ancient, lost Temple of Doom looking motherfucking thing with, like, a big stone-carved face, and the mouth is open for the door. Mm. And, and it's all ancient and shit.
And shit. I like it.
Ancient and shit. As you gaze upon this in the moments after it being revealed,
the royalty-free bongo drum music starts playing.
The royalty-free bongo drum music starts playing, and then there's a record scratch as Stone runs past all 3 of you and jumps off the cliff.
Bye, James. Oh, I see. This is the last episode.
I'm
Starting
putting
next week, Dead Man's Crest with another system.
That'll make me not miss a week.
Yeah. No, I'm ending this cursed show. This is the episode where I kill everyone. Only if one of you can survive will the curse be broken. No, that's not what's happening.
Ricardo will like edge over to the side of the cliff that he jumped over and look over and be like, well, I did not expect him to do something like that.
Yes, that was very unexpected.
Stone!
Is there a ledge down there we missed, or
So you shout.
Stone!
So the chasm is still filled with mist, and as you shout down Stone, you hear, yes?
So you're not dead!
No, not really, no.
Why did you jump off the ledge?
I did what?
You jumped.
I jumped?
Yes.
Oh, God.
I don't quite remember that.
What's down there?
I seem to be in some sort of dark place.
Gentlemen?
Perhaps we should maybe, I don't know, cross the bridge?
I seem to have gone through some sort of awning.
Do you see anything else?
No.
Is it dark down there?
Yeah.
Is that why you don't see anything?
Maybe. There could also be nothing to see.
Do we have a torch or anything?
Fuck, what do you have? No, actually, I mean, you could double back to the campfire and grab, like, it would be a long walk for little value, I guess. You didn't have a torch on you specifically.
Were there torches near the ancient Temple of Doom?
Yes, actually, there are lit torches on the exterior, you know, like, in the places where torches would be, you know, like either side of the door and then, like, you know, symmetrically placed around the, you get the picture.
Cool.
Yeah,
I
you
go
know.
grab one.
Well, so that's going to be a long walk too, because you're on the wrong side of the chasm for that. And
There's a bridge.
yes, there is a very long rickety rope bridge with the vines and the. It's not some small thing to cross this massive chasm and go to the temple. Not saying that you cannot, but you know, you maybe want to.
Wreckage, is there any reason why James jumped into a thing other than you don't want him to be a part of the group? Or like...
Yeah. I always have a narrative explanation for the things that happen in my games.
Okay, but we're also going to be talking... Like, here's the problem. We're talking to James, whose character is... Or I guess Stone, whose character is fundamentally mentally handicapped. So, like... That's a good way to start this episode. Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to cross the bridge.
Yeah, I'm gonna cross the bridge as
torch.
well. Like, I thought that was the plan. I thought our plan was to go and kill the captain, if I'm remembering correctly, but
That
not
is
really.
indeed the plan. That is indeed the plan as it stands.
I'm not.
Bjorn, do you also cross the bridge?
Yeah, sure, why not?
All right. So the whole party, including
Stone,
Bubbles.
stay there. We're gonna go get you a torch.
What?
A torch.
I don't have a torch.
I know. We're gonna go get you one, buddy. So, just be a good lad. Stay there.
Oh, I think I see a torch. I'll go get it.
Stone.
The Pokemon sound effects of going up a staircase.
Yes.
Well, lads, I think Stone's going to get himself killed. But he did punch that dude's head off, so maybe he'll be fine.
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure that he would be. I don't know what this accent is. I'll think about it.
You're supposed to be Spanish.
Yeah, I'll get there. Dude, it's been so long. Okay.
Yeah, I know. I'm not particularly happy about it either.
All right.
Onward.
So yeah, let's continue into the Temple of Doom. Okay.
You all cross the rickety rope bridge. If this was a terrible show run by a terrible GM, he'd be like, dexterity checks, and then the rope snaps and rocks fall, and also everybody dies. You just cross the bridge.
You land on spikes. Rocky spikes.
The rocks fall up.
If this was a modern action movie starring Jack Black, they would probably make a joke about that.
They would.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. If this was Indiana Jones, the rope bridge would snap, and you'd all have to climb up it like a ladder at the end. But you'd be fine. Like you'd just right against the wall and be fine.
Break your
No,
fingers.
see, there'd be enemies on both ends that we for some reason didn't see.
Right.
And
Both
one
ends.
of the, they both start cutting the bridge, like it's gonna fall, but only one side would fall because Henley, for some reason, would pull out a gun and shoot one, but not kill it. Just kind of wing it a little bit and slow it down.
One would have to fall down.
Anyway, don't worry about it. You guys cross the bridge. It's quite like originally it looks like old wood and it's overgrown with vines, and so much so that you can't even see the ropes that make up the rope part of the bridge. Yeah, it's actually remarkably stable, like and very sturdy. You could haul a lot of stuff over this bridge and be just fine. Just as you're about to make it to the end of the bridge, a thunderous sound echoes forth from the temple. And then there is silence.
Like thunder or cannon fire thunder?
Cannon fire thunder.
Perhaps caution is necessary, my friends. Oh, what the fuck is this accent? I'll get there. Just sorry.
We have faith in you. Don't worry about
I'll
this.
get there. I just need to say something really Spanish.
Okay, Ricardo. You got something stuck in your throat or something?
Yes,
It's all the fog from the forest. It's
Yeah.
messing with the
Just
larynx.
people-
Yes, let's all of us who don't have accents for our characters make fun of Dave. Forgot his.
Yes.
But I'm nailing
Flat.
I'm nailing my impression of James from a month ago. So, I'm feeling pretty good. Anyway,
Anywho, yes. It sounded like a cannon to me. But
Yeah.
we should probably get that torch and, I don't know, see
Now-
if Stone ran away.
now hold on, lads. I don't recall anyone that we interrogated mentioning that the captain had a cannon with him.
It would also be very hard to bring it from the actual ship itself. So
Could be explosives. Trying to clear out the path somewhere down the temple.
it
Perhaps,
could also
perhaps.
be a landslide, maybe.
Importantly, it wasn't pointed at us out here, so I think as long as we're cautious, we haven't been spotted yet.
Yes.
All right. Well, cautious is not really my forte. Ricardo?
Very well. But what exactly do you want me to find out for you?
Well, we're looking for the captain and the crew, preferably without them finding us, since the last time we ran into them, they were, well, downright rude. Made me make them soup and then tried to murder me.
So what would you have me do? Go down there and find the captain, come back up and tell you where he is?
No, lad, it's just there's a distinction between being outside of a thing and inside of a thing, and that came from inside the temple. So why don't you just go and take a peek inside, and scout out the inside, make sure there isn't just a guard right there or whatever. Come back and let us know, and if everything's ship
shape?
yes, ship shape. That was the piratey phrase that I was looking for. Then you come back and tell us, and then we all go inside the temple and so on and so forth.
Taunt as a turnip.
Okay.
I'm a farmer. What do you want?
So now remind me how Savage World works. I have got stealth, and I've got agility.
I would remind you how it works. However, you don't need to make a roll here.
Okay. I stealth in.
When you take a peek, so you guys have to travel up a like large and wide stairs, right? Like carved into this this temple, which itself may have been carved into a mountain for all you know. It's large and it rises above this edge of the chasm. Is flush with the other edge of the chasm, which is, the rest of the ground of the island, and it rises up high above. And so you walk the stairs to like the midpoint where this giant stone head and therefore door is. And as you walk up these stone steps, the steps themselves are littered with what appear to be the remnants of old camps.
On the staircase?
Yeah, these staircases are large and wide, and there are
they're almost like plateaus rather than a staircase.
Yeah, not like entire plateaus, but like large platforms as it stairs up basically.
Right.
And here there's a campsite, like an old campsite, where you can see where the sort of stone has been blackened by a fire. And maybe there's a collapsed tent. And then here there's another campsite that is older even still. And then another one that looks rather fresh and recently dismantled. And there some using like stone statues and other decorations that jut here and there from the temple as like lean-tos, old crumbling barrels, sacks that are moldy and grown over. In some places, and you see at least one pile of supplies that is from your ship and is brand new and is just sitting there.
Anything of use in it? If I look at it,
it's just some of the food and like amenities,
shit?
that they managed to grab from the ship before they made land.
Just out of curiosity, any sort of tinder boxes or anything like that in there that I can use or take with?
No, nothing like that.
Okay. All right, then. Sure.
And so finally, with the rest of the group waiting outside, it is Ricardo who makes the transition between the stark lit outside and the musty dank inside. Takes a minute for your eyes to adjust, and you're tentative. You hear a repetitive sound in the distance that you at first think is the dripping of water. And as you go down a slanted, it's just a ramp really downwards from the entrance, and get further and further in, you start to realize that repeating sound is actually musket fire and pistol fire. Echoing up into the ramp.
So I'm still heading down, yeah, is what you're saying?
Yeah. And you head down for a while when you start to see light up ahead and the din, really, of battle. Just open battle, the clanking of cutlasses, and the firing of shots, and the shouting of men to each other. You can get close enough to the opening to see that the next space is a large open either cavern or designed fixture of this temple, and it's there's two important things to note. In this large chasm, there are two distinct platforms, much like the chasm, separated on either side, and there appears to be amassed on either side groups of pirates who, like two ships broadsiding each other, are shooting across this gap.
Okay, so I'm on the bottom floor of all of this. I'm looking up at it, or like am I like flush with them?
So yeah, you're below it slightly, and there is a sort of like crumbled stone staircase that leads up to one side from where you are, and the other side appears to be like completely separate. Like there's no way to get there from where you are. On the far side, you don't recognize anybody on the far side. On the near side, you see some of your crew. The far side pirates are the ones that have a cannon, which is apparently responsible for this staircase being destroyed.
Right. So there was a staircase on either side, going to either side of these pillars that are in the middle that you're talking about, or platforms in the middle. But they destroyed the staircase going up to the side that they're on?
No. So there's no staircase going up to their side. The staircase going up to the side that's near you has been demolished. It would still work. Like, I mean, a staircase that gets blown up is still a pile of rubble and roughly a ramp. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't appear that it was intentional necessarily. The cannon that they have is incredibly old and rusted, and it looks like they're struggling to fire it and aim it. Especially while they're taking like occasional musket fire from the pirates on this side. The point is, with the battle going on, you could go get your group, and everyone could come in and not necessarily be noticed.
Okay. First, I want to know, is there any way for the pirates, our crew, to get to the pirates?
The other pirates? No, there just appears to be a gap there. It looks like maybe once there was supposed to be a bridge between these two parts. Either one made of stone or wood, and it either rotted or crumbled away. So, like, the normal means between, like, of crossing this gap is not there.
And what's the gap? What's down the bottom of the gap? Can I see down there? Is it just an abyss? Like, what is it?
Yeah, it's like video game level, like, just dark hole.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to maybe count just real quickly how many people are in this room, and then go back.
I mean, it's really it's chaos. If
I could just get like a rough idea, like if I go over there and say, okay, there's more than 10 on either side, then I'll go back.
Roll me smarts with your wild die.
What?
Just roll smarts. It should, and if you use it, if you do your character sheet, it should add the wild die. Yeah, there you go. You got a 4, which is all you need to get.
So just a refresher. We need to get higher than 4 is the normal DC, right?
Yeah.
And when you roll everything, you get your ability, your attribute, and then you get a. When you roll skill, do you also roll the skill dice? Like, how does that work? If I just roll notice smarts here. Okay, why did it not include smarts in the notice roll?
Because it never does.
I think the stats only affect skills in the sense of that's how high you can get them without having to pay more skill points, right?
Right.
Okay, right. And so a notice of a D4, if you get a 4, it always explodes. So that was a 4 + 1. And you always roll a wild die, which is a D6 as well, and you take the higher result of either one?
Yeah.
Yep, okay. Got it. All right.
So, there appears to be, at least in this battle, there are 10 pirates on the near side and 15 on the far side. You also immediately recognize that on your side there is no indication of the captain, the quartermaster, any of the captains of the watch. It's just some of the rabble of the crew.
Okay, so 15 from the pirates and 10 from the crew.
Right, both pirates. But yeah, well,
I'm just going to say crew for the purpose of,
Sure. Yep.
Splitting them up. Okay, so I'll go back. And I will inform my companions of what transpired. And on the way back, I also want to look for alternate paths. Potentially.
It's a single corridor.
Okay. There you go.
A single downward ramp. And so Ricardo comes back and tells you of that.
Also that I couldn't find the captain or whatever, so...
Well, sounds like the lads are in trouble. Think we should go help them.
Honestly, I think we should probably wait and see what happens.
Well, I would say our boys are outnumbered, 10 to 15, or thereabouts. We don't know anything about this other crew. At least we have a chance of turning our crew to our favor. And if we're going to kill the captain, we're going to need more hands than just the three of us. 4, sorry.
Well, just bailing them out of this situation doesn't mean they'd be on our side in going up against the captain. Remember, these are the ones that went with him in the first place.
That's what I was gonna say. What makes them our boys? They left us on a ship to die.
But they didn't kill us.
Probably because they already thought we were dead.
I didn't say they were smart. That's what makes them useful.
If we let them fight it out, they may thin out the numbers on both sides.
I think we're missing a very important question, lads, which is who the fuck are they fighting?
Oh, they look to be pirates, but that's about as far as I can tell.
Well, that's hardly any comfort or solace.
They were fortified, if that means anything.
I mean,
Was there any other paths you found? Or see any other way up there?
No, as far as I can tell, it's go across and then that's that. What could it possibly actually be is that I have a sneaking suspicion that the captain, former captain, and his close companions probably found their other companions and switched sides.
You think that...
There might have been a bridge in between those two platforms, and it is highly possible that the entire purpose of the captain coming and bringing all these people is to make sure that he can actually arrive.
well, I mean, there are a lot of camps. Seems to be that this is, if not a popular spot, at least a spot that has been visited many times.
Plus, if the former crew is all dead, less people to split the winnings with, yes?
And less people to sail us away from this godforsaken island. And as I recall, you lot weren't particularly keen on reusing Stone's magic beeswax.
Not for nothing, but this
Not
does
for nothing.
seem to speak to the save the our boys portion of my argument.
I mean, it would take at least 15 to crew the ship that we have, which is to say nothing of unbeaching it.
Well, there's me, you, Ricardo, Bjorn, Stone, wherever he got off to, the 10 boys down there, and if we win the fight, maybe we can spare a couple of those other men, see if any of them are useful swabbing decks.
And don't forget that we also tied up a bunch of them before as well.
And they did say that they would swear loyalty to Ricardo, whoever that is.
But then we killed one of them.
Forgot.
And then we killed one of them for basically no reason.
Did we? I thought the only one that we killed was the one that with his head punched off.
So,
No, after you guys tied them up,
He squished the head.
yes, Stone just murdered one of them.
He
didn't know his own
think the
strength.
interrogation was going near as quickly as he wanted it to.
I honestly don't remember that, but yeah, okay.
Anyway, I would consider the loyalty of those tied up men dubious at best, but that's neither here nor there. I don't think we should necessarily just charge into battle. Another cannon goes off.
Well, what I actually think we should do is potentially maybe try and sabotage their emplacement. If we're going to help those people in need, that is probably the best way of doing it. But we actually probably need to get down there.
Lead on.
If your ultimate goal is to kill the captain, and you didn't see him there, and he's either further in or not here at all, which I don't quite know about that one.
Yes, well, it would appear that they were camping here for a while. You'll see on the way down.
How are we going to sabotage them if we can't get to them?
A man has means of getting across without being noticed, especially in the rabblery of combat.
I guess I have no other way, no other option than to trust you. So lead on.
We have a similar condition to each other. We can trust each other as much as that.
I don't know about you two, but I trust you both. Let's go, lads.
And that
Sorry,
would probably
I meant, like,
be.
I trust the plan, not actually him. I do trust him.
Oh no, you've made that
thinking towards
very
the plan.
apparent over the course of our travels together.
All right. Into the mouth of danger, down the steps of doom to face dangers unknown. Lead on, Ricardo. Off we go.
All right.
Sounds like a wonderful adventure.
I'll take him down there. But yeah, I guess realistically, wreckage. We would want to help the former crewmates, I guess.
I mean, you guys can help whoever you want. But remember, Eric spent his entire time on the ship befriending the other people on the ship.
You get things have changed since you last were down here. There are now ropes that have been like grappled to the ceiling, and both sides have swung to either side, and are engaged in jolly melee. There's one rope that has been set on fire and is just burning in the middle.
Yes, like Dark Party.
Is there a guy that's like at the top of the fire just keeps on climbing up? No.
Like some
Sure.
fucking Home Alone 2 trap.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who
Sure, why not?
would soak a rope in carry seed?
Are you wearing the aftershave?
The cutlass clashes with cutlass. Pistol is fired and refired, and weaker wounded men sit in the background reloading the shot for their front line. Numbers have dwindled. Men lie dead and bleeding. Pieces of flaming rope fall into the chasm below, illuminating layer upon layer of temple, unlit previously as they fall. More platforms and staircases and ramps into the dark abyss.
Wilhelm
Thorns.
scream after Wilhelm.
Ah! Yep, some guy Wilhelm screams into the abyss. Ah!
I regret a lot of things.
What is the action of any PC who sees this?
So you said that we could go to the side, the platform of the crew where they were originally fighting in that direction, right? I assume it's on the right-hand side.
It's on the left-hand side.
On the
but,
left, yeah.
So to your left, a small, destroyed, what was once a stone staircase up to this higher platform, which was recently just disassembled. I would, not destroyed by cannon shot. You can see even that the cannonball hit the staircase and then ricocheted to the wall and then probably went into the chasm somewhere.
It also Wilhelm screams.
A man rolls down the broken staircase, stabbed.
I take the sword out of his guttock.
He's a bad guy anyway. The guy who just rolled down stabbed.
Sweet.
There's chaos on your side. It seems like the majority of the people on the far side made it over here, whereas not as many people who tried to make it over there made it. And so this side is still getting peppered with bullets. Bolette. Yeah, so there is the chaos of combat.
Mm-hmm.
What do?
All right, lads. Doesn't look like that many of them. I think we can take them. Pull out my hook. Charge into the melee.
Pull out my cutlass and follow him.
Yeah, I'll do the same. Do we need to draw cards? Like, how does it work in Savage World for initiative? It's cards, yeah?
Yeah, initiative is cards. So I believe that I can just deal 1 cards. Man, this is not ideal. All players deal.
And then and then what you can do is you can just drag them out of your little box down there. So I got the 3 of clubs.
I have the 5 of hearts.
I got the 9 of clubs.
So I'm last.
All right.
I always thought that was weird how this game works. Like, there's no way to be faster than your companions. You know, like there's no way to do that. Like Stone could be the fastest one to react, even though his character is theoretically the
like
slowest.
a +2 initiative.
Yeah.
I don't mind it because there's a couple reasons why I don't mind it. In games where combat is like the focus and is happening all the time, it gets boring if the same guy always goes first.
True.
Like if the order is always the same because your initiative is just a stat, then like that can get pretty boring.
I believe there are edges that up your draw 2 cards and select the best one or something like that.
Yeah, and I do like that what Savage Worlds essentially says with this initiative system is who goes first in combat is largely down to luck. Like there isn't actually such thing as turn-based in the real world, and there certainly isn't such thing as in every situation I will always react first, because that's not the truth.
Yeah,
like,
no, I get you.
Everybody acts at the same time, and it's really just like who slightly reacts
But
first.
still, people's reflexes are a lot faster than others.
Yeah, that edge of drawing a second card, that's fine. That's all I would want from a system like this. So it's not like a add 2 to your card score. Like, no, that's not what I want. I want a redraw.
So you, Bjorn.
Right. So the bad guys, pardon me, are going to do some fighting.
Ching chong, ching, sounds of swords.
I thought you were being racist again.
No. That's why I clarified, because I realized as I was saying
Clang, clang, clash, bang, boom.
Right,
Thank you, Adam West.
So how the fuck do I... One second. I'm just trying to navigate this character sheet that I haven't navigated in over a month.
We press spacebar, and the world has a turn.
Did that work? It did. Well, no, it's not supposed to roll a wild die. How do I get it to stop rolling a wild die?
You just ignore it.
Count the wild die.
That's fair. All right. So, in order, a man, as you ascend the staircase, the foreign, spooky, mysterious pirates who we haven't seen before, they wear old, tattered clothes. They have long, unkempt beards. They are thin and scraggly, but also like lean and world worn. Like, they've got muscle.
Wiry.
Yeah, they're wiry. They outnumber the group that's here that you recognize, and so there are enough for them to sort of peel off and address you.
Okay.
So I need to know, do you roll parry or do you just compare it to your parry
I think
score?
if I remember correctly, parry is like you take it off or something, because there's no roll for it.
No, parry is DC.
Yeah.
So it's either a static DC.
I
have
have a number, and I got to add to it a modifier.
Right.
So I think it's like a static DC, but let me just double check.
Yeah, no, it's a derived stat, and you never roll it. Right, got it. So and then toughness comes in when you get hit. I really sincerely wish
The
that
target number to hit an opponent is equal to the opponent's parry score, 2 plus half his fighting ability.
Right.
And then when it comes to damage, after successful close combat range hit, the attacker rolls damage. Ranged weapons do fixed damage. Hand weapons. Okay, so unarmed. So a barbarian with 12 strength and a longsword rolls a D8 plus a D12. Yeah, and
right. Anyway, that's then
applying
toughness
damage.
comes into play.
Yeah, applying damage. The damage of the attack is compared to the victim's toughness. With a success, the victim is shaken. For each raise over his toughness, he suffers a wound, as shown. On a success, the character is shaken. If he's already shaken, then he suffers a wound. Shaken result must come from a physical attack of some kind. The character suffers a wound for every raise on the damage roll and is shaken. So what does it say? What does it mean when it says raise?
That's getting over the target number by another 4.
Okay.
Or I think in toughness, is it by the amount of toughness again?
Let me just check. Okay.
Terribly sorry, everybody, but immediately after we switched to the system, we had a month and a half where we didn't play it.
This is our first combat.
This is our first combat. No, it isn't. We fought in the last episode.
Okay, so
Kind of. He punched the dude's head off.
okay, so on the example it says here, the barbarian's attacks an ogre with a toughness of 11. If he rolls from 11 to 14, that's a success. Would normally shake the ogre. If the barbarian's damage is 15 plus, he would cause it cause it a wound. But if it's already shaken, you don't do double. So, yeah. So you would just cause it a wound if you do more than 4 of its toughness. So if you're attacking me, for example, my toughness is 4. So you'd need to get an 8, I guess.
Right. Because a raise is always 4 points.
Yeah.
So, first things first. The first attack goes to Eric. Eric, what is your parry?
5.
That is sufficient to hit you. It doesn't need to be over parry, right? It needs to be...
let's hang on. Equal to the opponent's... to hit an opponent, the target number to hit is the opponent... An opponent is equal to the opponent's parry score.
Right. So, that's a hit. So now we have to derive damage.
Oh, also, it's worth pointing out, if you attack and you get a raise, you do an extra 1d6 worth of damage. So if you hit someone and do more than 4 their parry...
So if you get a raise on your hit.
Yeah, you do an extra 1d6 damage. Yeah.
Right. So that's to, like, accuracy and hitting better is...
going to do more damage, yeah.
Right. So... This guy has a sword. He has a cutlass, which is a D6 plus his strength. Wow, really? It doesn't add the does it add the dice together for weapons, or just melee weapons crazy powerful?
No, you might be using ranged weapon though.
I'm not using a ranged weapon.
You would roll the d6 and then you would roll the dice for his strength and add those together, I believe, is how melee weapons work.
Wow. Well, I guess what I'm saying is that's a lot.
Yes. Yeah, it is, yeah.
Cool, you rolled a 6.
Yeah.
So cutlass is...
I don't think weapon damage can ace.
Let me just check.
Acing is the critting in this one.
Yep.
Eugene, first time in combat, gets taken out first hit. Woo!
Well-placed attacks more likely to hit vital areas. If your hero gets a raise on his attack roll, regardless of how many raises, he has a D6.
Wait, why is it 1 plus
This
0
roll
plus
may-
5 plus...
This roll may also ace, it says.
Yeah, but look, mouse over the 6.
Right, those are all the modifiers that are possible. So the 2 dice were 1 and 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's not a 6. What the hell? Okay, you know what? I'm not sure that this dice roller or this
No, it
sheet
didn't ace.
works.
It didn't ace.
No, it didn't do an ace.
Yeah, but
No,
it's not a
it-
6.
You rolled a 1
Mhm.
on
And
your
a 5.
damage and a 5.
So
So
6.
you got
Neither of
6
those is an
total.
ace, but it says that it got an ace.
Where does it say got an ace?
It's
The green, that means it hit the highest possible result. That's a native Roll20 feature, but I'm not sure that this character sheet works.
No, but it didn't roll another dice. That's what it is. It would if it roll it again, because it's only a D6. The chance of you getting
Alright.
a 6 is pretty good. See there, right there. It added extra.
Oh, then when it got a 6, it rolled another one.
Yeah.
Okay, and that got a total of 8.
For some reason, there's an extra dice modifier in there, and the highest was 0, so that's why it looked green.
All right. Anyway, so that means
I have a toughness of 5. You have exceeded my toughness.
toughness of 5 by 1. You have exceeded the toughness, so that causes if damage roll is successful, equal to or higher, you're shaken.
Okay.
We didn't get any raises, so you don't have a wound. Shaken characters are nicked, bruised, or otherwise rattled. Think of being shaken as losing a few. There's no real effect, but the character is slowly being worn down. Characters can become shaken by tests of will results, blah, blah, blah. A shaken character automatically attempts to recover at the beginning of each action by making a spirit roll. A failure means he remains shaken, though he may move half his pace as outlined above. With a success, the recovery check consumes the hero's entire round, but the character recovers and can remove his shaken counter. With a raise, the character recovers instantly and may act normally. If a shaken character is shaken again by a damaging attack, the character takes another wound instead, so you don't need to get a raise. Getting 2 shaken results in an effective attack against opponents with high toughness scores. Try setting up these foes with the test of wills as shake, blah, 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 blah.
So it's also worth pointing out that if they do a raise on their damage to you and you're already shaken, you only take 1 wound. You don't take multiple wounds from that. So you're only able to take 1 wound from 1 attack. But
conversely, at this point, if he overcomes my parry and scores damage, I will take a wound.
Yes, but you didn't
Regardless.
take a wound right now. So
No.
But here's the part that sort of makes me confused a little bit.
yeah, what's up?
A shaken character automatically attempts to recover at the beginning of each action by making a spirit roll. If you fail, you're still shaken, and you may move half your pace as outlined above. So you just, but with a success, you consume your round to remove your shaken. So this guy's hit you, you're shaken, you get to do nothing until you remove shaken.
Unless I get a raise on my...
Unless you also get a raise on your thing, but that seems really...
How much is a raise? It's 4 over?
4 over, and it'll be 4 over 4 because the standard...
Okay, you need
so
to
I
get
have
an
to roll an 8 on a spirit check to get an action after I'm shaken?
Yeah. That seems... I guess maybe it's supposed... Maybe, getting shaken in the first place is perhaps rarer.
I mean, all things considered...
It has to get through parry and toughness.
Yeah. And, I think armor would affect parry, and we don't have armor.
No, we don't have armor, so...
Yeah, the system is designed for you to have armor, it seems like. So we're basically charging into battle in clothes, which is, not the best of plans long term.
I guess it reflects piratey warfare, which is very, very bloody. Maybe?
A player may spend a Benny at any time to remove shaken status. There you go.
Okay, and you also have a bunch of bennies.
Do we have a bunch of bennies?
I think I start with 2 bennies and everyone else starts with 1.
It's a Benny. So every player starts each game session with 3 bennies.
Don't I have something that gives me extra?
See, a little bit of luck or fate. So bennies you have quite a lot of. You can't spend them on damage rolls.
He draws 1 extra Benny at the beginning of each game session. Okay.
So you have 4.
I have 4.
Where are we
Where are we tracking these?
tracking bennies? Yeah.
I don't know. I know there's tons of stuff area for it, but
And when we take 3 wounds, we die. Yes.
I don't think you die. I think there's like other stuff that goes into play there.
Vis-a-vis the question of wounds and dying. Heroes can take 3 wounds before they're in real danger of dying. Damage that would cause wounds after that leave them incapacitated. An incapacitated character must make an immediate vigor roll, applying wounds modifiers. If you did take if you had taken a wound, you also have the ability to soak damage with bennies.
Nice. Okay, so you can use them as much as you want.
So I guess bennies are just very, very, very useful in combat.
All right. Well, I'm just going to put 3 bennies in my physical appearance personal history and remove them as I go.
You should just give us like tokens or something on the overlay. That'd probably be easier.
I mean, that probably would be easier, but I'm disappointed that the character sheet designed to play this game doesn't have a fucking button to just,
Spend a Benny,
yeah, to mark that shit.
Yeah, who knows? I mean,
well, very clearly, what Henley's going to need to do is make 3 skull icons that will go under our cams for each episode, and then it'll just pull skull icons out of the overlay every time we use one. Because that sounds like a lot of work for him and no work for me. And I like it.
Yeah, we should definitely make him do all that work and then not go up for another 2 months, and then
Come on, Wreckage. 100 episodes, no break. We're doing.
We've already failed that.
No, it's a new year. It's a new 100 episodes.
So when can you spend Benny? Oh, you can spend it any time. So you can spend a Benny right now to remove Shaken if you wanted to.
And a matter of fact, I will spend a Benny to remove Shaken because I don't want to have to lose my turn getting rid of Shaken.
That makes sense.
But it is not my turn.
And now we go for the second attack, which is to Bjorn. Bjorn, what is your parry?
6.
That is a miss. We now go to the third attack, which is to Ricardo.
Okay.
What is your parry?
My parry is 6.
That is also a miss.
Cool.
So the most enthusiastic of the 3 of you charging up the ramp with his hook, Eric is immediately cut across the midriff. You know that he does the thing, and it just grazes his belly, but it slices open his tunic. I guess you're probably wearing a piratey tunic, right?
Yes, certainly.
And that gets all sliced open, and you're drizzling blood down your belly. The other 2, Bjorn and Ricardo, both being maybe more seasoned warriors.
Not as skinny as I used to be, lads.
We actually have weapons.
Yes, you both picked up weapons along the way here.
Yeah.
Yes.
As I recall,
I have a pistol. Yeah.
You have a pistol.
And now
you also pulled a cutlass out of a dude.
And you just pulled a cutlass out of a dude, and you had a cutlass because you actually found a cutlass, whereas everybody else was looking for hooks and bludgeoning weapons and stuff on the ship. That's my recollection of the equipment, anyway.
Yep.
So now it is Eric's turn.
Nope.
No.
Eric is the 5 of hearts. It is Bjorn's turn, I believe.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, that was mislabeled.
Yeah. There we go. I'm trying.
Right then.
Okay, I'm trying.
Bjorn.
At the sight of one of my crewmates receiving a wound and well, it looked like receiving a wound or not wound.
Yes.
What is it? What is it?
Shake
They
it.
shaved the hair on my belly, lad.
I mean,
I,
he is bleeding from a cutlass that's been perhaps rusting in a temple for
I'm
years.
gonna take a jab at that guy that attacked Eric,
All right.
son of Eric.
Jab away.
What do I need to click? Tell me what to click. Just for fighting or what?
Yeah,
So-
so fight.
Yeah, so
Whatever your fight skill
there
is.
is a weapon. You can add a weapon down the bottom there. So if you just
But you
click-
don't do that till you hit. So let's just try and hit first.
So just rolling fighting.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you
That
got
is a
3.
definite miss. So we don't have to wonder what kind of damage you would have
I
done.
was just so outraged I missed.
I mean, you can, of course, always spend a Benny to re-roll. You take the better result, so Bennies don't necessarily make things worse. Although, you know,
Fuck it, let's
you
do
can
it.
use a Benny to re-roll any trait test, which
I'll
I
use the
think means attack, like
Mhm.
an attack to hit. I think means a
But
trait
not
roll.
damage.
No, that's a skill
Right.
test, right? Because there's
Yeah, it's a
traits.
skill.
It's fighting, yeah.
Right. It's a trait as much as anything is. Well, then, so yeah, go ahead and you don't get to re-roll the wild dice, so you just roll another D8.
Just click fighting again.
Yeah.
Yeah, just click fight again and disregard the wild
Oh my
dice.
god.
Even worse somehow. Is there critical failing in this system?
I don't think
Just
so.
roll. I don't think
Lad,
so.
the sword pointy end goes in the enemy.
I'm better with an axe.
I think it goes in
And
your
you should
belly.
have found an axe.
There was no axe.
Yeah, there is no critical failure. There's just critical succeeding, which is interesting. It is now then Eric's turn for realsies now.
Or realsies. I'm
For
gonna attack.
realsies. Yeah? Anybody in particular?
So there is a. So I'm looking at the melee attack options here. There's a thing called Gang Up, which is strength in numbers, +1 to fighting ability per ally, to a max of +4. So if you attack the same thing that same dude that Prylor attacked, you can get a +1.
That always occurs?
Yeah,
It's something you need to have?
It's called. There's a melee attack option down the bottom there. So there's like attack option, cold shot, disarm, drop, finishing move, frenzy, gang up, grappling, improvised weapon, multi-action. Yeah. If you oh, cool. So you can. There's a multi-action option. If you're surrounded or you need to put your foes down, you get a -2 per to all rolls per additional action. That's weird.
Interesting.
You,
I'm going to attack the guy who attacked me.
All right.
So I get a +1.
To the result, I guess, yeah.
no, it's to fighting / per ally. So that'd be a 4. When you're
4.
Fighting, yeah.
That is a miss.
I will use a Benny.
All right.
Yeah.
What are they? Out of curiosity, what are they trying to beat?
More than a 4.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
But we didn't do it. So
Yeah, they have a parry of 5.
Mm-hmm.
So, onwards and upwards. It is now Ricardo's turn.
So I'm going to do non-lethal damage, which is a -1 to my fighting roll.
Okay, are you meleeing or shooting? 'Cause
Meleeing.
Well, if you're okay, yeah, you're using the cutlass. Got it.
Yeah. So it's kind of cool that they actually differentiate between those two because I didn't realize that they did, but they totally do. So
Okay. All right.
Extra D6, please.
Why? Hold on a second. How did you roll 11 though?
I got an.
on a
It's an 8, and then I got a 3. So
it exploded.
exploded.
Oh, right. Got an explosion.
Mm-hmm. So
But it's
still
actually a
10.
10,
Yeah,
right?
which
though?
is higher
Yeah.
than 5, which is 4 higher than
Right.
5 higher than
Right.
5.
Right, so you get 1 raise on your damage for this guy.
Yeah, so, all right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into my weapon. There's a raised box there. I'm going to click it, and then I'm going to roll.
If that's what does it. Yep.
Modifiers. Okay, so that rolled... Yeah, that rolled 2d6 there.
Yeah, that is...
That's definitely
that
2d6.
is correct.
Yeah. So I got a 1 and a 4, and then I got a 2 because of my strength.
So 2d6 for your weapon, and then 1 for your strength.
Yes, that's it, yeah.
So
Yeah.
7.
That totally works.
You did.
Okay. So there is a raise box that you can click to make that happen, by the way, boys, and your weapons. So.
Right, yeah, you just rolled low on the damage half of things, that's all.
But it's non-lethal.
Right.
Which one
You
were
get-
you attacking?
Not that one, obviously, I guess.
Yeah. Or you would have gotten an additional +1.
Yeah.
Which wouldn't have mattered, I guess, because it
Well,
wouldn't.
no,
have been
it's
an additional
per
+1.
ally, so it would be...
It would have been +2.
+2, yeah.
But
But that's only on the fighting thing. It doesn't go into the damage. Like, you don't get an
Right.
extra on the damage. It's just for fighting, so...
Yeah, but if you get 2 raises, do you get another D6?
I don't think so. I think you... Is it per raise?
Because that would, I mean, that would make sense to me.
If your hero gets a raise on his attack roll, regardless of how many raises, he adds a 1d6 to the total.
Got it. All right. So you hit this guy, and he goes down. He's unconscious.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, maybe I just like slide past him or something and just like back of the head with the
Bonk.
hilt of the
Yep.
saber. Yeah, you know? Yeah.
Mhm.
And I keep going. How many dudes came towards us?
1 for each of you.
Okay, so there's still
Including Bubbles.
there's still 3 dudes then,
Yes.
including Bubbles. So there's 4 of us.
Yeah.
And you guys
Right,
attack
so-
the same guy. So, all right,
There's 3 dudes.
nice.
Speaking of which, that one guy who's been attacked by you a lot is not totally stoked on being attacked by you a lot.
So if you scroll to the bottom of the character sheet, they give you all the combat options that you can have. FYI, that's where I got all this information from. So,
I do not see that fucking anywhere.
like very bottom of like, so click on, make sure you're on the all tab, up the very top.
All.
Yeah, has everything.
Oh.
If you scroll right to the bottom, you can see the combat options. There's also some in here for defend as well.
You
Which
can
is-
take a defend action, yeah.
Yeah, you can take a defend action.
Oh, you know what? This character sheet. I've been reading Deluxe Savage Worlds, and this character sheet is just Savage Worlds. Or at least it doesn't say Deluxe. Maybe that's part of the problem. We will investigate this further in the future. In the meantime,
So if you want, your attacker can
Eric
do,
is about to get fought.
you can do like, yeah. So that guy who's been surrounded by 2 dudes, you can make him do like a multi-action, but he just gets. I'm not sure how that. I'm gonna look that up. Sorry, you do you. I'm gonna look this up.
Lucky for you,
characters
this
may
guy.
perform multiple actions such as intimidating. Okay, attacking with a weapon in each hand and so on. Character can't fire more than You can't make more than 1 fighting attack with the same weapon. So you can have, if you have 2 weapons like I do, you can make another attack, I guess.
Anyway, lucky for you, the wild die does not count. So he's not going to hit you. Wait, is your parry 4? It's 5, right?
Yeah.
5, yep.
Yeah, so he does not hit you.
I
at
think
all.
the basic parry is 5, right? Oh, no, that depends on fighting plus ability, right?
Then 1 at Bjorn. I don't think that hits you either.
Nope.
And then the guy, somebody just fucking killed his friend. He's gonna turn around and go one at Ricardo. Not gonna hit that one either.
Mm-hmm.
So it's your starts over at the top with Bjorn again.
Gonna take a swing at the guy that's in front of me now. Kind of
Same guy. Yeah. Still haven't gotten that guy.
Yeah.
The guy who hurt Eric.
Yep.
The guy who cut your chef across his belly like a fish.
Do I get any modifiers? Did you guys say I get
nope.
+1?
Nope, because no one's attacked him yet this round.
That's right. We haven't time.
No, it's per ally around you, from what I can tell.
Right, but like that can't possibly resolve until they also
I
choose to attack
guess
him.
so. That makes total sense. By the way, the soak roll is different from the way you described it.
I didn't describe a soak roll.
So
I just said that you could do it.
a character may spend a Benny to make a soak roll, which is a vigor check.
Yeah.
A success in each raise reduces the number of wounds from that attack suffered by 1.
Right.
I hit him.
I never described a soak roll. I just said you could do one.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, you did hit him. So now you roll your damage again.
For the cutlass.
Whew, dude!
Yeah, this guy's dead. This
You
guy's
fucking-
kill this guy.
Holy crap.
Annihilated.
I run him through.
Yeah. All right. He falls over. He crumples over. He's dead in the very dead way. Well, it's Eric, son of Eric's turn. Yeah, no, it's fine.
He's just in awe of my majestic killing.
Sorry.
It's
Wife
fine.
call.
Yeah, well,
you murdered the crap out of that dude.
Yeah.
He's real dead.
he's super dead. Tell us more.
So, topography, and are we near that hole?
Yes.
Like, say, roughly, I could push a dude into a hole?
It is not unfeasible, but it would not be one of the people who has engaged you, because the people who have engaged your group basically met you at the top of the stairs.
So we're at the top of stairs.
Yes. So you could push him down the stairs, but that wouldn't be too bad. It's not very significant stairs.
Okay, you need to reposition your opponent. Opposed strength rolls, you can move your foe up to 2 feet.
Yeah, I was hoping to push them off of a cliff.
But... that's a push. You push them. You push.
Yeah.
That's the actual skull. The roll.
You could definitely. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are people that could be pushed into over a cliff right now.
But not these people.
Not specifically these people, but it could like if you just want to ignore the people that are engaging you, you could definitely go off and attempt to push someone who is still a bad guy.
Nah, it's fine. I'll deal with it in front of me.
Got it.
Yeah. No, I'm just going to attack one of the people in front of me as soon as I scroll up to the thing. There we go. Let's try this again. Ha. Nope.
You miss.
You don't say.
Yes. Are you going to re-roll with a Benny, or is it passed along to Ricardo? You'd be out of Bennies already.
I have one Benny left. I'm going to save it.
Yeah, definitely. Ricardo.
I am going to. So there's 2 left, and Bubbles is fighting as well.
Yep.
And he has 1 leg, right?
Yep.
Is he struggling? What's going on there?
No, he's fine.
He's fine? Okay. Well, I'm going to then gang up on the one that Eric, son of Eric, just
Okay.
did. So this is with a +1, I guess.
To result. Yep. I guess.
So 4, not so good.
No, the wild die will hit.
Oh, with a 5? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, 5 hits. He's got a parry of 5. He's not got a parry of 6. That'd be crazy. Seems like 5's a little high. Honestly, so far. I mean, we'll see.
Well, I mean,
you start with a D4, so...
Yeah.
Well, parry is a derived stat.
But what I'm saying is, like, your fighting is a D4, so if you had unless you put points in it, you would just be rolling at a D4.
Yeah,
so
I'm rolling a D8.
It's still
so,
pretty high.
Yeah. All right, Cutlass. This is... Oh, wait, no, it's -1 because I was doing non-lethal, so it doesn't count.
Well, I don't see 5 still isn't that high because remember on a D4, a 4 explodes.
Yeah.
Yes, but that still means you only have a 1 in 4 chance to hit anything above a 4.
Right, but his parry can't be lower than 4. So, like, it's literally statistically the same 4 and 5. You see what I'm saying? Because you have to roll a 4 to hit a 4, and if you roll a 4, it explodes.
Yes, but there is.
So you also hit a 5.
Also isn't a D5.
Right.
So,
Yeah, anyway, that doesn't hit because I'm doing non-lethal, so...
Oh,
Yeah.
right. You're doing non-lethal, so it negates your bonus.
Yeah, I'll spend a Benny, though, if that's okay with you, and re-roll that.
Do you want to?
Yeah.
Because with the -1, like, well, I guess you're flush.
Yeah, I'm
So you
flush,
have to roll a 5 on a D. Well, on a
I have a
D8,
D8,
you got a pretty
so,
yeah, D8's pretty decent chance. I guess you can re-roll if you want. Go ahead, spend your Benny. Yep, you hit.
Cool.
Let's see our damage.
Bam. So that is 5. Good stuff.
Toughness is the same as parry, and you don't have to get above toughness, right? To shake.
No. Let's see here. That's a good question.
It's the same as parry. It's the same as parry, right? Like, why would it be different?
Okay, so the target number to hit opponent is equal to... Okay, so damage...
If the damage roll equal to or higher... Yep, so he's shaken, which means he's unconscious because he's just a mook.
I mean, no, you can still do free actions when you're shaken.
No, he's just an NPC. He's not a wild card. He doesn't have wounds, so he's just defeated.
Really? Okay, that's cool. Yeah. Neato. So I just...
Otherwise, these random mobs would take all night
forever. Yeah, I get
to
you.
build 3 wounds on, and or even 1 wound would take forever.
Well, that's fine by me. I'm cool with knocking dudes unconscious. So.
All right, he's unconscious. That leaves 1 guy left as we move back into his thing, and he's gonna shout, "Oi, lads! They got themselves reinforcements!" And like and gestures wildly at those of you who have just come up the staircase. And some amount of heads turn in the din of battle. It's clear that your side is losing quite badly at this particular juncture. 15 against 10. They've left some of theirs on the other side, so maybe it's about even, but the ones on the other side get to take pot shots. And speaking of the guys on the other side, they're like, "Right-o! I've just finished preparing the cannon again." So, 2 or 3 dudes are repositioning this cannon, which, to put into perspective, the cannon does not have wheels on it.
Is it like one of those ones where they have to crank a crank and it turns on a cog or something like that?
No, nothing. It's actually just there's just some wood beams that have been nailed into a box around the end of the cannon, and to aim it, they're fulcruming it up to lift it up, and then they're moving it to the side, and then they're wedging stones underneath the rocks or underneath the cross beams of the
behind
stones.
Underneath
the cross beams of the wood, and so it's very, very. It's not being aimed well. Is the point?
Yeah. Okay. Is there anything? Is there anything we can do to I have a pistol, right?
Yeah.
Would I be able to make a cold shot on say a part of that cannon to disable it from here?
You could probably disable it just by killing any of its operators, because it requires all 3 of its operators to function. But you don't have the option because you don't have a jack. or a
Jack?
joker. Yeah, a joker.
Yeah.
You don't have a joker, so you can't take an action whenever you want, which means they're going to fire this cannon at you. Boom! The cannon is fired at the player characters. Just as we go to a climactic cliffhanger break.
Because everyone falls off a cliff and we're hanging on?
No, because just the cannon's been fired. That's it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Much like the cannon, we will be back.
Many thanks to our Patreon supporters for this week's episode. Head on over to patreon.com/Henley to support the growth of Die Party.
Can I spend a penny to hold Eric in front of me?
No.
Use your belly to, absorb it.
I'm going to be honest. I'm not sure if you could spend a penny on that.
I mean, whatever roll you can make, you can use a Benny there, I guess, but...
Pardon me. Oh, just
Lovely.
Yeah, that's what I say every time, but he doesn't care.
my body is a temple.
Temple of Poop.
Temple to a dark god.
It's like one of them ancient Greek temples to Bacchus.
Bacchus.
A dude torn in half somewhere in the corner.
So each of you must choose to either make an agility or vigor roll.
I'm gonna make an agility. Wait, can I not do? I mean, I have.
Is there any difference to the outcome of these rolls?
Yes.
Vigor. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna make an agility. I thought I had a thing. Maybe I'm getting my games mixed up here.
I have a vigor of 5.
Alright.
Wreckage.
So, I have an acrobat edge wreckage. Those who have formal training in acrobatic arts are naturally agile and may take this edge. It adds a +2 to all agility rolls made to perform acrobatic maneuvers. So, would that count?
Sure.
Are you doing a cartwheel away
That's
from
what I was going to say.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Backflip off of the steps?
well, I'm doing something agility-like to do it, right? So,
Describe it. What are you doing?
Yeah. Describe your acrobatics. You
Well-
can't just dive out of the way. That's not acrobatic.
it's probably more like a I don't know, maybe like a wall run up and then jump sort of thing, that's what I'm thinking. Like it was like some sort of Prince of Persia style of dodge,
See, I
like
was
maybe I
thinking,
run up a dude and jump off his head sort of thing, like
See, I was thinking Princess Bride, where the guy like throws his sword down and then front flips down to get it for no real apparent reason.
I thought you were gonna say throw the sword at the cannonball. I'm like,
No, there's a very important reason that the Dread Pirate Roberts does it in that moment, because first he disarmed Inigo Montoya, who then did a very plain leap. It was all about psyching him out.
Yeah. Showing him off. I'm aware. It's just mechanically it served no purpose.
Yeah. So, you rolled your agility?
let me do that.
It's like, yeah, we may want to roll the agility before you call what you're doing.
Well, that's a 14.
No. I added the +2 onto it, so
Oh, okay.
it's just 12.
And there's no
And
way
then-
I can no way to tell me what agility does and vigor does.
The
before I
only
roll it?
difference will be in the negative consequence. So just do the whatever thing you're better at.
Okay, then I'm gonna go vigor.
Benny.
I have a
Benny.
10 in vigor. Are you fucking kidding me?
You have a
Use
Benny.
Benny.
Use a Benny.
I know that's true. I have 2 still left, so yeah, fuck it. Benny.
Eight.
That's pretty
Better.
good. You only needed a 4.
Hopefully.
Maybe.
Okay, now what is your parry?
Parry a cannonball. Ah!
Yeah, no, the DC
God.
for this is a 4. The cannon comes screeching into the feet, right where you guys are. There's an explosion that sends stone everywhere.
No, he got
Don't
hit
bother
by the
with us.
cannon. God damn it. He's in a million pieces.
How many times must you
everywhere.
kill Stone?
No.
Once more, as always, Master Frodo. Ricardo hops, skips, jumps, pirouettes, frou-frous, curtsies out of the way.
Everyone's like, damn, he looks good.
See that wall run?
I got like fucking 2 razors on that shit, man.
Whereas Bjorn and Eric merely, raise their arms and hunch over just a little bit and just weather the explosion. Bubbles is not as lucky and is definitely sent flying.
Loses another leg. He's only got 3 left.
Bubbles actually an octopus in a man suit.
We just haven't noticed. He's like Octodad. We're just blissfully unaware. The fact that he has 9 limbs is completely normal to us.
He's Davy Jones secretly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the blast disengages you from your immediate enemy. Combat's not going in your guys' favor. You could, at least in the side that you have chosen. Do you want to keep just working your way through one by one until the advantage swings, or
Is there like some sort of like thing? Like, can we like light some shot on fire that blows up like several of them or something?
what?
Maybe? Like,
Can-
do they have a
Can I
stockpile? Like,
rally our-
yeah, do they have a red? Are they standing next to a red barrel? Like.
No, sadly, they're not standing next to a red barrel.
Come on, all video game guys do that.
Well, it's not a video game.
Could I perhaps rally our side so that they fight harder, stronger, faster, longer?
Cook them a nice meal.
What do you think that would look like? Propose the thought
they're
to me.
privateers / pirates. So I imagine, having been disengaged, Eric would look up and see that they're losing terribly, and start barking orders from like his drill sergeant days. So it's not so much encouragement as it is slight recrimination, as well as sound tactical advice. I don't know exactly what's going on, but like, what's this? Is this the best you can do, you lily-livered cowards? I've seen little girls fight harder than this. Hell, I'm sorry. What race are you again, there, Henley?
Parisian.
Parisian.
Right?
Parisian.
Actually,
Parisian.
my parry is 7. I was reading that completely wrong.
The Parisian fights harder than you. Look, he's already killed 2 of them.
It's
I
true.
know you didn't kill 2, Ricardo. It doesn't matter. They don't know that.
Yeah, I was looking at. Make sure you're reading your thing wrong, right? Because I was looking at the base and being like, oh, okay, but I've got base plus a mod,
Yeah, you gotta look at the current.
And then there's like over on the right, there's current. So mine is 7, not 6. So.
And what are you there, Bjorn?
Thrinian.
And the Thrinian caught a damn cannonball. The least you lads can do is to take out the men in front of you. You three, team up on that one. You two, swing over, kick those men on the cannon.
Actually, Eugene. Sorry. Actually, Eric. The Bubbles caught the cannonball. That wasn't me.
Who the fuck cares about Bubbles?
He's an
Just
octopus.
strong and mighty and inspiring, damn it.
Mm-hmm.
As I
And Ricardo, do more of those moves.
the wall flip was really cool. Do that again.
It only works when I need to get out of the way of things.
And to accent my speech, I just want to like kick one of the unconscious dudes like just down the steps.
I'm just taking a quick appraisal here of really just no sort of
Persuasion?
relevant skill.
Persuasion?
I mean, I have persuasion and I'm charismatic.
Right. I guess it would just be persuasion then. Why don't you roll it?
So how does charisma
yeah,
work?
that's what I was literally about to ask, because charisma is like a stat. It's just like a...
Right. Yeah, it's
But
not
it's
a
not
thing.
a stat, it's like a thing.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I have a +2 in my charisma.
I also have a +2 in my charisma.
Oh, you got a 4, so... Oh, look it up. Index.
I thought charisma just added to rolls like that, but I don't know.
Alright, so, here we go. Charisma. Wait, it's on page 7. What? It says on page 17, but it's not. It's weird.
The page listing is a lie.
That is weird. Why does it say that? 26 and 17. Okay. Persuasion is always modified by the character's charisma. Persuasion should not be used on other player characters. Reaction table. He can roll in the chart below. Reaction table 2 to 6. Okay. Non-player characters start with 5 different attitudes: hostile, uncooperative, neutral, friendly, or helpful. A successful persuasion roll improves the extra's attitude 1 or 2 step with a raise. 1 step or 2 with a raise. Failure decreases. So if they were neutral before, they're friendly. Now, I guess. And your persuasion roll is modified by your charisma. So what's your charisma?
Oh, that's
2?
a 6.
So that'd be a 6 then. Okay, that makes sense to me. So it really depends on what their reaction was to us, I guess. And if you don't know their initial reaction wreckage, you roll 2d6, and then the result.
Isn't the DC just always 4?
No, extras have a reaction, a current attitude to the players, and a successful persuasion modifies it by 1 step, and a raise gives it goes up by 2.
I don't have the extra attitude thing at all.
Okay, so what you'd do is you'd roll 2d6.
No. I mean, I don't have it in front of me. I don't know where it is.
Page 26.
I don't have that PDF, apparently.
Okay, I'll tell you what it is. I have it here. So if you
Yeah.
roll 2d6, 2 is hostile, 3 to 4 is uncooperative, 5 to 9 is neutral, 10 to 11 is friendly, and 12 is helpful.
All right, so what you're saying is that his persuasion roll, if it succeeds, moves it...
Up 1 rank. So if it was
Up
at
one, right.
neutral, it'll go to friendly, and if it was at uncooperative, it'll go to neutral.
But he's not. But his goal isn't trying to make them like him. It's to try and
Yeah.
encourage them. That seems to be a different role entirely.
No. So it literally describes what they do. So friendly, the target will go out of his way for the hero. He'll likely do tasks.
No. You don't understand. He's not trying to make the people around him like him more. He's trying to encourage them.
So that'd probably be intimidation then.
I don't think it would be intimidation. I just think that this chart that you're talking about isn't relevant.
There just may not be a mechanic for what I'm trying to do. In which case,
I'm almost certain there is a move because this book is filled with moves. I just don't know exactly what move it is and how it should be.
All right, let's check here. Test the wills.
Anyway, let's just he got more than a 4. We don't need to waste any more
Well,
time.
the other thing is you could do a test of wills. So him doing this could potentially give a +2 success to the next actions against opponents, and a raise scores a shaken in addition. So
but they're not trying to resist this, so that's not appropriate either. Again, this is like he's trying to do bardic song. He's trying to encourage everybody. They wouldn't be resisting that with their will. It's just whether or not it was.
I mean, it sounded like he was. Persuasion is literally the ability to convince others to do what you want them to do, and he was literally barking orders at people.
Well, no, it wasn't orders. It was just, hey, suck less. Like, let's all suck less.
I mean, he
specifically
said,
go do the thing.
He did give specific orders, though, right, Eugene?
I did.
What was your specific order?
I said, you 3 team up on that guy. You 2 swing across and kill those dudes at the cannon.
Well, so then is your intention to take command? I thought because what you started out is you told me you wanted to encourage everybody.
Yes, I am encouraging people, but I was also a drill sergeant in the militia, so part of that was like telling them, hey.
So your intention was to take command and therefore encourage them by having somebody at the helm.
Let's say that.
In which case you fail.
The 6 fails.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Because now it does become a matter of trying to change their opinion towards you.
Then I will use a Benny.
Okay.
Last Benny.
Yeah, who needs it? Yay, dice roll. Well, okay, I've still failed wreckage.
So like at first a lot of people are like, "Oh yeah, let's fight harder," and then you start barking orders and you get some scowls in response.
So how are we supposed to influence like extras?
What do you mean?
Because persuasion is pretty much the only thing that you can do to influence extras.
Sure.
So
and he just fucked his roll.
But isn't a normal roll a 4?
Yes.
I'm a little confused as to what the DC is.
He just attempted to take command, and he made a persuasion roll, and the first one succeeded, I guess, but it moved them from like hostile to
uncooperative is the next one.
Uncooperative, which is not taking command. So when he changed it to when he went from I'm trying to do a bardic song to encourage people to I want specific people to listen to me and do specific things, then it became unsucceedable.
So wait, we're fighting with people who are hostile to us?
Yeah, they mutinied against you. You captured a group of them, and they said that their job was to kill you. Like, you chose to side with these guys, and you're hoping to win them back, but in the middle of battle, you are not going to... you're not going to take command.
You're the GM, and that's cool. I would just like to point out, I did spend the entire time we were on the ship making friends with these people.
Yes.
So and had passed several persuasion type rolls to make them like me.
Yes.
So if they were going to have a disposition towards me, it would not have been hated.
Everybody
they are losing badly.
yes, these are all valid considerations. The main problem is that these people are people who are loyal to the captain and who were planning from a very long time ago to disregard a lot of people's lives on the ship. So they probably do like you a lot, but you're not in on you're not in on it, right? That's
You're not a
basically
stone cutter, okay?
Damn it.
You're not a
You know
stone
what
cutter,
should have taken the
motherfucker.
stone cutter perk.
Ah.
You know, there are X number of shares, and those shares were doled out before the ship ever set sail. And just because they learned to like you on the ship doesn't mean that
They're
spot
willing to
opened
give
up.
up their shit. That's fair. That's
Yo,
fair.
fuck these guys, man.
Like, don't get me wrong, these guys especially will not kill you or treat you badly. They're just not in a place where you can come in and take command. You definitely, if you had just been trying to bardically inspire them, that 4 would have succeeded, as far as I can tell from the rules. When it transformed into giving orders, that's where it became too much. At least with those rolls. You gotten higher, you had a D10 in persuasion, you get +2 from charisma. I'm definitely open to start considering that at an 8, which is a raise. I definitely think you could have succeeded.
That seems perfectly fair to me.
So anyway, now that we've again explored the rules in a wonderful and entertaining way, that is definitely good show and didn't cause 6 people to stop watching. You use your action to attempt to inspire the masses. They are a little inspired by the fact that they're not fighting hard enough, but you sense definite hostility from them when you begin to try and give them specific orders. They definitely don't do those things. And one man in particular who has a hat starts basically retorting your commands and starts shouting and explicitly gives different commands to the effect of, you 2 go take out that guy and you 3 go do the other thing. Very childish in a life or death battle. But it does reorganize the people who you are trying to help. And in their turn, more or less, they manage to disengage, air quotes, from the opposing force and at least redraw a battle line. And the battle line gets redrawn such that the people that you've never seen before, these strange wiry pirates, are in between you at the stairs, and they have backed up to a far edge of the platform, your compatriots, quote unquote, your shipmen, and made a sort of defensive line with some of the rubble of the temple. The pirates who are otherwise bad guys are going to feel flanked by this. You're dealing with small numbers here. There's maybe 8 of them left. Maybe 6 on this side of your men. So 8 people surrounded by 10, even if those 10 people are dubiously allies, definitely feel sort of outmaneuvered in this moment. And the bad guys are going to start grabbing the ropes to try and swing back across. And that's what they're going to do on their turn.
Is there any, head honcho of the attacking pirates? Bad guy pirates?
That's not particularly clear, no.
Okay, so there's no, a
Nobody
guy
has
with a flumed
None
hat
of them-
or some shit?
None of them have a hat.
Okay. No hats! Okay, cool.
There's lots of bandanas. There's lots of pirate do-rags. But nobody has a hat.
So there's no guy with extra do-rags?
Oh, there's plenty of people who have too many do-rags.
It's
But that
7 on
that-
one arm, I'm do-rag McGee.
This is me Monday do-rag. This is me Sunday do-rag. This is me Wednesday do-rag.
And these do-rags on this arm represent all of me dead friends.
This one's Billy. This one's McScruffles.
Yeah. Okay.
This one's for me mum. Yes, thank you, Eugene. I'm disappointed that it didn't come out sooner.
I didn't need a hat before.
Well, now that you have a hat, you can give commands to your side. Bjorn, it's your turn first. The enemy is certainly not just turning their back to you. They're withdrawing to the chasm to swing across the ropes, and there are still occasional nice double skulls.
Now I'm in command of both of them.
Everyone lays down their weapons.
Oh, he has a hat, boys. He must be the leader.
He has a hat and a do-rag.
A red bird appears in your left eye.
You can call me Captain Do-Rag Hat. Why do they call him that?
The world may never know.
So it's your turn. They aren't just turning their back to you. The opposing side is still taking like covering fire shots, and they've still got their cutlasses up, but they're sort of withdrawing to the chasm, and several of them are grabbing ropes and beginning to swing across. What do you do?
If there's any scraggler, I just want to stab him in the back. Or, I guess he's not running, so take a jab at him as he's running away.
Sure, you can roll a fight roll.
Hey.
That is a hit.
Roll the damage.
Kablamo.
Yeah, man is dead.
That man is dead.
He tries to raise his cutlass. You block. He blocks the cut. You bring your cutlass down. He blocks it up above. Then you gut shot him underneath when he's not expecting it, and then slit his throat. And he's dead. Eric.
I mean, I'm gonna attempt to stab one of the dudes. gotta do something.
I'll
Fair.
get a kill on my notch.
Make the attempt.
Make the attempt. Well, I haven't rolled above a 4 today. Let's see if we can break that streak.
Yes.
Hey, wild die! Woohoo!
Sadly, that explosion only netted you an extra 1.
Doesn't matter.
It did hit. It did hit though.
It hit.
Not sufficient for a raise, unfortunately. But let's see your damage. Let's see it. Please don't at this point now roll beneath their toughness, because that would be sad.
I would cry.
Yep.
Hey.
Yay!
Yep. No, you kill a man.
Yay! He's stuck on the hook. I like to imagine he's starting to swing across. I just put a hook in front of him, and he just swings into it.
Right. Well, no. So you just he starts to swing across. You put the hook out, and you just let go of the hook, so he keeps going. But now he's got a hook in him, and then he falls to his death.
Right in the throat. Oh!
I mean, with all the dead happening all around you, there's plenty of actual real cutlasses now.
Yeah. Can I pick up a cutlass then?
Surely.
Do they do D8?
No, they do D6.
D6.
My hook did D8.
Your hook did D4. It should have done D4.
You told me D8.
I don't know when I told you D8, because it was definitely a dagger at best.
If it's improvised, it's different.
Yeah, I definitely think I told him it was a dagger, but all right. Anyway,
It's a heavy weapon. I don't know.
Ricardo.
Mhm.
They're
there's a
escaping
rope.
across the chasm.
I'm going to
Yeah, there
take
is.
a rope. Go across.
Really?
Yeah, why not?
Because you'll be the only good guy on the other side.
Or maybe these, I'm hearing your hypotheses on, ship to former crewmate relations. I think we might have picked the wrong side.
I mean, that's potentially possible, but you've also already picked that side by killing several of the... you in particular
I
have killed
haven't-
several...
killed
Well-
a single person.
In the din of battle, it's not clear that you're using non-lethal attacks and that their friends are still alive on the other side. So you have attacked those people.
Well-
I mean, like, don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
I think it's a great idea that maybe you might pursue talking to these other people.
Yeah.
But I think if you just swing across, you're going to be fighting.
Can I
like
swing
10 people
across
by yourself.
stealthily? Like maybe like. No, listen to what I'm gonna say, okay?
As he's swinging his palm on his chest.
I would like to swing across, but also like jump and land on the pillar, and like initiate a climb maneuver,
Like a
Spider-Man roll, you know, and like sort of follow them from behind a little bit. Maybe-
Okay.
you know what I'm saying?
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this I will allow, but it's going to be very complicated. So the first thing don't even involve the rope. If you want to be stealthy, then what you're going to do is just leap, and there's no way you'll make it to the other side. But if you can hit the wall of the other side and climb,
Okay.
then you might be in a position to be hidden. But that's going to be a couple of rolls. The first thing's going to be acrobatics, which you can probably handle no problem.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I've also got climbing as a skill.
Great, because that's the other one that it's going to be.
Yeah.
And then finally, also a stealth.
Jesus. Okay.
Well, that's what all of this is. You're going to jump, climb, and you also have to do it without being seen.
Okay. All right. So agility first up, yeah.
Acrobat first.
There is no acrobat. It's
Right.
just- yeah.
So agility then.
Yeah.
As an aside, the D8 was my strength. I'm sorry. I was looking at the
Right, because you get your strength, and then you also roll a d4.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But whatever, it didn't matter. So agility. Now the result is 6. You make it.
Cool. What's the next one?
Climb. You make it.
And stealth?
You also get a +2 for climbing.
Yeah. I have acrobatic and thief. So thieves specialize in deceit, trickery, and acrobatics. Thieves gain a +2 to climbing, lockpick, stealth, as well as notice and repair rolls that relate to traps or similar devices.
Got it. All right, and the final one is stealth.
Yep. Whoo, baby! I am
All right.
so fucking stealthy.
You got a raise on the stealth, so is there an
Twice,
additional-
dude. I got 2. I got 2 6s on that shit.
Is there
Yeah.
something additional that you would like to get out of the like? So you're on the other side. You're
Mhm.
not going to be seen by them. Is there more to that you would like that you can think of?
Well, I guess like maybe there's like a way that I can follow them without like in a safer manner. You know what I mean? Like maybe there's a pipe or something that I can climb on, or something that's going through the whatever tunnel they're going through, or something. I don't know. Like I don't know what the layout of this place is. So I would like.
I'll let your raise be that, assuming they leave, that you won't have to make another stealth roll to follow them.
Okay. Yeah,
All right.
I'm cool with that. Like a hold or something like that. Yeah.
Well, what I'm saying is basically like under the circumstance that they leave before doing something else and spotting you for any reason, or like you decide you're not stealthing anymore.
Mm-hmm.
If they leave and you also still decide that you want to follow them, then you'll just be so hidden that you don't have to worry about it. Like that's your raise from this stealth. So you're in a dimly lit corner of this platform, like, and you'll just be able to tuck down and follow them wherever they go if they should leave. The rest of them make it across the chasm at this point, which leaves both sides on either side extremely wounded, many casualties on both sides.
Also,
Like-
I don't know if it was apparent to my companions what I did. Like, was it?
People, he fucking just disappeared over the side of the chasm. It looks like Ricardo just killed himself.
Stone, now Ricardo? What the fuck?
It's a strange island.
It definitely looks like for at least a moment there's going to be a lull in battle as both sides collect the dead and armaments Neither side is firing across the chasm at one another. But your side is not putting their weapons away as they approach the three of you, Bubbles, Bjorn, and Eric. And the behatted man. And you will know his name, Eric. Why don't you just name him? Go ahead. Jeremiah.
Ooh, that's a good name, dude. High five on that one. That's a good, like, ye olde name, too. I like it.
He's got a
Jeremiah, cutlass drawn and in the lead. Avast, Eric, son of Eric.
Jeremiah?
Hold to. Prepare to be searched.
I think not. Put down your cutlass. You almost got all your men killed. And they still have a cannon, Jeremiah.
I'll not be questioned by the likes of you.
And I'll not be questioned by the man who had to have his ass saved by the three of us.
You barely killed any of them.
We killed 4 of them, Jeremiah. Of 15. They have 6 left. We killed most of them. Yes, I know. Math is hard, Jeremiah.
No, we killed most of them. 5 to your 4.
You had 10.
Being less efficient doesn't mean that we had less kills.
He's like missing a finger, so it's harder for him.
Besides, it's easy to come back. It's easy to come in the middle of battle when the lines have been drawn and broken and get some cheeky, easy kills from some stragglers.
They fired a cannon at us, Jeremiah.
They fired a cannon at me 3 times.
Congratulations on not dying. I can't say the same for your men.
No, and I can't say the same for you.
I mean, my weapon's already out, so if we're doing this, Jeremiah, that's fine. But you will die.
Hook, line, and sinker.
Ah! I have a cutlass. The hook
He doesn't have a
fell
hook,
with the man.
Oh, okay.
You think you're so cheeky and cute with your numbers, but I count 10 of us and 3 of you.
You don't have 10 people, Jeremiah. That's not how the numbers worked out. You started with 10, and then you lost a number. Like, you have 6.
There are some wounded, but obviously...
That's not important.
What's important is we still outnumber you at least 2 to 1. And he sort of looks over at one guy who's like really badly wounded and is like, there's at least a couple of halves in here who could pitch in if worst came to worst.
Jeremiah, your men have a choice. They can fight with you and die, because surely what will happen here is you'll come at me, I will kill you, they will shoot us. No, nothing works out on this side. You can put your sword down, be reasonable, we can kill them, figure it out over a nice sandwich, and move on with our lives. Or you can continue this foolishness, and all of your men will die, and then I will go kill them, then I will go find the captain and kill him, and then take all of the treasure.
By your accounting, it sounds like we could just shoot you first, none of us will have to die, and we can move on and continue the fight.
You're in sword range, Jeremiah. You walked up to sword range.
Yes.
Away from cover. You're
Yes.
a terrible leader. Awful, actually. Strategically speaking, it was a terrible decision.
Well, it was only a terrible decision because I assumed you would be willing to parlay and not
You
be...
didn't come to parlay, Jeremiah.
I did come to parlay.
You came and threatened me, Jeremiah.
I said
did this.
I said heave to and prepare to be searched. That's hardly a threat.
You left 2 men in the woods, Jeremiah. They tried to kill me while I was making them soup.
I didn't leave any men in the woods. The captain left the men in the woods.
And you work for?
The captain.
You left 2 men in the woods They tried to kill me while I was making soup.
Now, the Geneva Convention does not make me responsible for the actions of my commanding officers. The captain left 2 men in the woods who tried to kill you.
Geneva
I have
Convention.
different orders.
The Parisian Convention.
And
Clearly states.
those orders are
To hold fast here.
wonderful. And threatening me instead of them does...
You're not necessarily on the side of the captain, which is why I approached you cautiously, did not merely order your execution, and asked to search you as a precaution.
With your cutlass out.
Yes, because I was walking into melee range, as you so
Eloquently. The word you're looking for
Eloquently.
is eloquently.
put, I was walking in a sword range, so I had my cutlass out, but I asked you to heave to, which means to put your weapons down, and presumably if you had listened, then I would have put my weapon away and merely searched you to make sure you didn't have any clandestine pistols or dynamite or something.
Dynamite. Ah! That was me
then,
smacking
geez,
two dynamite.
Jeremiah, why didn't you say so? I'm not going to put my cutlass away, but I will hold it out here and step towards him.
Bjorn, how do you feel about this? Because presumably he's going to have someone walk up and search you too.
Bjorn, if you stab a motherfucker, I'm okay with it.
I'll hold on to my cutlass, but I have nothing else, so they can search me. And that just means there's someone closer to me if shit goes wrong. So yes, they can search me.
Yeah, no, none of you have anything hidden, presumably, unless Bubble says something hidden.
The only one who may have, or had any ability to do so,
How well do they
jumped into a cliff.
Hi. Hey, look, I'm bringing backup in case shit goes awry, my man. Don't worry about that. I got you, dog.
Why can't you just aim the cannon, man? Get up there, kill the people, take the cannon.
I mean, I still could. If shit starts to break out, I might just be like, yo, fuck this shit. Bang.
So the worst cannon in the world that takes like 3 people to aim and maneuver and to load into function and takes minutes for them to do so. I'm sure Ricardo can just wheel that around.
I have a D6 of strength, bitch. I could do maybe one of those things.
Well, the way that Henley's been rolling, he's going to roll like a 12, explosion dice chain.
Yeah, this isn't World of Darkness. I don't roll trash in this one.
There's also something that I want to point out here, Ricardo, is that with the battle ceased, this big empty temple is hugely echoey and sound carries really well, and they're just shouting at each other. So both sides, everybody in the temple can hear this argument. Every single word of it, crystal clear.
Well, that's good, because that means our pirate companions might be like, oh yeah, there's some pretty cool guys over there that don't want to fuck with us, He did say killing the captain, and we're all about killing that captain, said the evil pirates, who are no longer evil in my eyes.
Well, nobody in the conversation mentioned killing the captain.
No, Eric did.
Oh, what did you say?
I said, they can, your crew members can join us, kill you, or you can join as well. We can kill those guys over there and then go kill the captain.
And take all the treasure. That's what he said.
Okay, got it.
And then you were like, we don't know if you're bad guys or not. And I was like, really? He fucking just stated he's going to kill the captain.
I am very charismatic, and Jeremiah is apparently very dumb.
You confused him with numbers, okay? He has 7 fingers, and you went over 10, and he was like...
Right, so they search the 3 of you, they don't find, because none of you do have a pistol, of the remaining of you, none of you have a pistol, so they don't find a pistol. They back away again, at a respectable, not cutlass length distance. And Jeremiah sheaths his sword and says, right then, so talking instead of killing, if it makes you feel better, you asshole.
Jeremiah, you old so-and-so. So,
So you're not dead.
I'm not dead.
But the captain left some people behind to kill you, so I assume they're dead.
No, we tied them to a tree. Well, some of them to a tree.
Right. Okay. So surrender after killing a few of them. Fine. Sure. We thought you were dead on the ship.
Right. Surrender after killing a few of them. Yes. That's exactly what happened.
I'm just trying to get my bearings here. I'm not in. You weren't entirely wrong in the conversation in that I am not in a remarkably amazing position to dictate terms. I have to consider all of my options, even though the captain's orders should be largely interpreted as killing you, especially considering you did suggest that a course of action you would eventually take is killing the captain. Why don't you tell me more about that, Eric?
I think you should be more focused on the second part of that action, the get all of the treasure portion. Because if I'm not terribly mistaken, and I'm not a lawyer, Jeremiah, but there was a contract signed, everybody gets an equal share, equal being measured out by the captain, the quartermaster, and his...
etc.
He left you here to die, Jeremiah. He left all of you here to die.
I'm going to stop you right there. There's a couple of things you need to know.
Right.
That contract is meaningless.
I'm aware of that.
Right. Well, it's not just violated. I mean that the notary who first wrote it has no officiation. The contract itself is a fake.
Jeremiah, I ended up on the ship drunk as a skunk without being able to recall what port we left. I wasn't worried about the notary of the contract.
My point is that from the very beginning, there were a number of us on the ship who knew that certain people weren't actually going to get a fair and equal share of any sort of goings on.
Yes. What was Ricardo's fake name?
Oh, I have it written here.
Chase or something.
Giorgio?
Garcia.
Gonzalez?
It was Garcia.
Garcia.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Garcia figured as much. But all of that is, honestly, at this point, to water under the bridge. Because here we are, you down several men.
Sure.
Force of other piratey men.
Sure. Yep.
Across the bank. Many men dead.
What? Okay. Well, so another part of your little equation that doesn't quite add up is that it's not like we didn't expect this conflict. This isn't he left us here to die type situation.
Except you were dying, Jeremiah.
Right.
Regardless of what you may have expected, were it not for me, Bjorn, and Garcia, and Bubbles, you men would have all faced a death. I
have a disagreement about the meaning of the phrase "left to die." Then, because in my mind,
you volunteered to leave to die. Then,
no. In my mind, when a commanding officer or indeed anybody leaves somebody to die, they are abandoning them when death is certain. That is what that phrase means to me.
You were outnumbered against a fortified position with a cannon, Jeremiah.
The cannon did not show up until later.
Right. So, regardless of what you may have originally planned, what it ended up being was you on the losing end of an ass whipping.
Right.
That fair assessment?
Oh, well, maybe. We could have driven them back.
I'm just at this point going to look around at all of the dead, wounded pirates on this side of the obvious ass whipping that they were receiving.
We killed more of that, total. They took more of an ass whipping than us.
You were fighting them for how long before we showed up?
10 minutes.
That's not true. Garcia came in and scouted around and then came back. He's not very quick. We took a lovely time snacking outside.
No, that's not true either, because there are a certain amount of time that actions take in this game, and it definitely was roughly 10 minutes from the start of the cannon fire and you getting up to the top.
Fine. You fought them for 10 minutes.
Got it.
The 10 of you with guns
Right. They also had guns.
killed 5.
Right.
The 3 of us...
Out of 15. So it was 15 versus 10. We killed
Yes,
5.
This
You
dick
killed
measuring contest
5.
is great.
the 3 of us,
Right.
in like 1 minute, killed 4.
Okay, well, so there's a couple of...
And Bjorn caught a cannonball and threw it at him.
Right, so there's a couple of things that, to just clarify about this proposed hypothetical that you're making. Really, nobody died until they swung across on the ropes, which was only a couple of moments before you showed up. So really, we all killed the people that we killed in the same time frame, in the same amount of time. And
Wonderful. So your whole it was 15 versus 10 thing, straight out the window, doesn't matter at all.
well, we
No one
held
died then.
against...
Everybody died right when we showed up. You with your 10 killed 5. Us with our 3 killed 4. You're
Right.
doing lovely, Jeremiah. Just lovely.
Well, their backs were to you.
No, they weren't. They
At
actually
first.
charged us. They outnumbered you so much that they had a whole detachment break off to fight us. Now imagine, Jeremiah, I know you're a boat man, not a strategy man.
Now, hold there, Eric, son of Eric. I happen to be pretty decent, and you'll recognize that I held against cannon fire and outnumbered pistol fire for quite some time before
10
your
minutes,
intervention.
by your own admission. You
Which
have
is a long time to be outnumbered and shot at, Eric, son of Eric.
There's a ditch. They had to tie the ropes. That
Now-
takes at least 8 minutes.
They threw grappling hooks. They weren't tying ropes on the ceiling. Let's not be ridiculous, sir. Now that...
The fact is, Jeremiah,
No, I
impasse.
don't think we're at an impasse, Eric. I think you're trying to big up your worth.
No. This wonderful thing that we're doing back and forth about who killed the most is wonderful. Eventually, the men on the other side of this platform are going to try to kill us again.
Right.
So,
Right.
we should do something about that.
Well,
So either we're going to work together and stop them, or you and your 4. I think one of them died while we were talking.
This is one crawling over to the edge and he just throws himself
And I
off,
look back
right?
at Bubbles. Are 2.5. And they're going to watch,
2 and 3
laugh.
quarters, actually.
They're going to watch, laugh, and then when I inevitably win, I'm going to go kill them.
right. Okay. Now then, I don't appreciate the way you conduct arguments, Eric, son of Eric. You state things as facts that are only hypotheticals. But let's not get into it. Let's get into brass tacks. Let's assume that I cooperate with you and fight against these people, and as a result, win. Your ultimate goal is still to kill the captain, which doesn't serve me or my men.
My ultimate goal is to not die on this island and make money.
Okay, well,
That
there's
is
going.
my ultimate goal.
Then
The
that role-
captain made it kind of personal when he tried to get me killed while I was making soup.
Now, now that's fair. I think there's a way that we can solve this impasse, Eric. Because you've made a crucial assumption that is false. There is no treasure waiting for you at the end of this line of killing.
Then what is the captain here for, Jeremiah?
Well, I can't say. But I will say there's no treasure, even if you killed every single scurvy-ridden, godforsaken dog on this island. You're not going to find an ounce of treasure. At least certainly nothing that's going to set you up for life or anything. Maybe like an obsidian dagger or something you could hawk for a couple of meals. So then, that being the case, you can avoid this entire little hypothetical by simply turning around and walking away, since we have no reason to chase after you, and you have nothing going forward that you need to fight towards. Then you can just turn around and leave, and then it doesn't matter whether or not me and my men die. At least to you, it doesn't matter. And I don't have to solve the moral quandary of working with someone who is technically on a different side, I guess, in a very broad sense.
Well, Jeremiah, there's always the option of you switching sides, but you're telling me the captain got together a crew, a boat, which is now on the shoals of a deserted island in the middle of nothing.
Right.
For nothing of value. He's letting all of these men die. 30 some odd men die for what is essentially something of no value. Bjorn, does that seem right to you? Does that seem like something a sane man would do?
No, it sounds ridiculous.
Bubbles, you?
Well, I wouldn't say that a sane man would do all that for treasure in the first place. That's still he's like, I'm going to say that he would be insane no matter what.
Jeremiah, what say you about that?
Disembodied voice from the bottom of the chasm. I agree.
Garcia agrees. Garcia, you're not dead.
Nah.
Anyway,
Stone from a different cavern. I think it's a good idea.
My disagreement is that obviously there's something of value to the captain, but I wouldn't call it treasure, and I doubt it'd be of value to you, Eric, son of Eric.
Then what do you get out of it, Jeremiah? And your men, what do they get out of it? Besides death on an island.
He's sort of like, he looks around, he looks at how long it's taking the other team to sort of get their shit together.
Yay, talking being a free action.
Right. Well, because time still has to pass.
Yeah.
Like, the amount of time that this conversation has taken is still passed. He sort of sighs and says, "Look, Eric, I can't. You're a good man, and circumstances being different, if you'd been in with the first crew, we'd be in a lot better of a situation here to tell you the truth. And I definitely think that you've got the raw deal, and I don't think that's fair. When I suggest that you turn around and leave, it really is because I think it's what's in your best interest. Now, I know you're curious, but I can assure you that there is nothing for you here. There are things here for some people, and we're willing to fight and die for it and all of that. But there's nothing for you here. And considering that you're taking offense to the captain trying to kill you, which I understand, don't get me wrong, but considering that you take an offense to the captain trying to kill you, and that the captain is not likely to change his disposition towards you, then should I try and work with you, then that's ultimately a betrayal of the captain, because eventually your path leads to trying to kill him. And that's all fine and square, which is why I think what's best for everybody here is that you turn around and leave.
Bjorn?
All this for nothing?
Not nothing, again, but I'm just quite certain that what we're doing this for isn't going to have equal value, if any at all, to you and yours. Now, granted, you're still stuck on an island that you don't know anything about, and you probably don't have enough men under your beck and call to set sail, and I understand that too. But I don't think...
if my count's right, neither do you, Jeremiah.
Not me personally, no, but there is a plan to reconnoiter with the captain later.
Yes, but even with the men that the captain may have, you're still shy.
You're right. I mean, as far as fixing the ship that we came in on and sailing it out, we'd definitely be shy, or at least it would take quite a mite longer than we'd want.
So there's another ship, is there, Jeremiah?
Not exactly.
What's that mean, Jeremiah? You want me to turn around? You want me to not kill the captain? I'm not going to turn around to be stuck on an island.
If I give you a suggestion of how you might get off this island that doesn't involve pursuant to the path that you're currently on, how strongly would you consider it? Or Eric, son of Eric, be honest, is revenge on the captain really the most important thing right now?
Honestly, I don't care about killing the captain all that much. I want a way off the island. I want to become wealthy. I want to not die. I want my friends to be happy.
So for all your insulting of me intelligence, perhaps you won't take seriously this consideration, but here you go. Here's my advice
Didn't
for how...
insult your intelligence, Jeremiah. Only your strategy.
Which is a factor of intelligence. Anyway.
No, it's a factor of experience. You be a boatman, not a military man.
I'm a goddamn pirate, Eric, son of Eric. You think I haven't commanded engagements before?
Fighting on a boat is different from fighting on land.
I've fought on land and on boats and in water.
You fought in water?
I fought in water.
It's not a good plan.
I've commanded men who were fighting other men, and both groups of men were swimming. Wasn't even land under their feet under the water to stand on.
It seems like a poor choice.
Anyway, I'm going to offer you a suggestion. And you can take it or leave it. Pursuant to the captain's goals, these other men on this island don't all need to die, and I don't expect that they will. So, you turn around, you leave, you go back to your camp with your soup, you wait for this all to suss out, and when me and mine are gone and on our way, you come back to these men and say, I have a ship what can be repaired and only needs some half-decent men to sail it away. And you sail away with these godforsaken men, those that live, and you never find out what's at the end of this line. You never have to cross paths with the captain again. You get off this island. I can't promise you treasure, but as long as you're alive, there's always the possibility of treasure in the future. What say you?
Hold on, Jeremiah. Let me talk to Eric real quick.
So we're gonna step aside a bit.
How do we get a Ricardo?
I have no idea where he went.
And then
this whole conversation is being heard by everyone. So
yeah, we're not whispering or anything. We just
not your conversation. I mean the conversation where Jeremiah just said all of that.
Oh yeah.
So Ricardo heard that. Now you don't know Ricardo heard that because it looks like you like.
We thought he's dead.
Yeah, no, it's like so you just say, well, Ricardo is dead, but Stone's a different matter.
Yeah, Ricardo jumped off a cliff. I mean,
so did Stone.
Yeah, but we heard from Stone.
Yes.
Where'd he go?
We could really use his head punching abilities.
It would be nice to not be so horribly outnumbered.
I kind of want to just kill these guys, but I don't know. Do you think
they can hear you?
They can hear me right now?
Yes.
No. If you're whispering,
okay.
I mean, if you're really trying, like especially if you're going to say the words, I kind of want to kill them.
I kind of want to kill them.
We're actively conspiring with each other.
Is it one of those things where you like arm over the shoulder, you both look back at them, and then you just sort of like.
You both look back, you go like this. You're like,
We're not going to whisper so that everybody else can hear us talk.
I'll take those three. You take those over there. We're good, right?
So you want to kill them, I mean, at this point,
is Bubbles in this conversation?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, just wondering.
I mean, he would be part of the three.
Right. I was just wondering.
What's your take, Bubbles?
I'm not as young as I used to be, and the idea of fighting through these guys and those guys and whoever the captain has with him seems tiring.
Hey, man, you just took a cannonball and you're still kicking.
I'm in a credible amount of pain.
And he's only barely kicking.
All right, there we go. Title of the episode. Give the man a Benny for that, I think.
If he doesn't get a Benny, I'm giving him my last Benny.
Well, I could try to make one last plea, get these men to abandon Jeremiah since he seems very fit on this course, or we could kill these men and try to get those men to join us, or we could follow Jeremiah's advice and leave.
Well, it's not for me to make the decision, but I will clarify something. Jeremiah, as he said about the treasure or the value that the captain is after, we don't know what that is, and we don't know how many of his men know what that is, and for all we fucking know, they're after the Fountain of Youth or something. It's going to be hard to sway men against that sort of plunder, if you know what I'm saying. And I won't lie, my curiosity definitely beckons me forward. Because I wonder what they're willing to fight and die for that ain't treasure. I'm good with whatever option you fellows take. I'm just as happy to go sit at that campfire and wait for everybody in here to kill each other and then sail away and try again another day, as I am to follow my good shipmates Bjorn and Eric into a thoughtless and reckless meaningless slaughter of past allies who, granted, betrayed us, and then kill other people who we don't know and don't have any reason to be fighting or have a problem with, and then get revenge on the captain, who is the most direct reason, that the person for whom we have the most actual real reason to kill.
And Bubbles, I would like to clarify, the battle plan was try to convince these, our former comrades, to join us.
Right.
If that fails, murder them, then attempt to convince the others to join us, and if that fails, then murder them. It always starts with convince them to join us. That has always been the battle plan.
Does that make it super okay to kill Jeremiah? He's been awfully reasonable. Like, even if he's not willing to switch to our side, if we can't convince him, is it really awfully okay to kill him with all how reasonable he's been?
Well, my father always used to say, if a man will bleed for something, another man will most likely pay for it. So I think his explanation of it not being, there being nothing of value is perhaps smoke up our proverbial bums.
Do you think he was being disingenuous when he said he was looking out for you with his suggestion?
No, and I don't want to kill Jeremiah. I would much prefer to not kill Jeremiah.
Right. All right, I'm just trying to check.
This is the option before us. Do we leave and abandon any hope of finding out what's going on in Stone? I guess we would claim him from over there. Or do we kind of murder our way through this cavern? Bjorn?
I'd kind of like to see what's at the end of this cavern. Be it through these guys and you guys across the way. Or if there's any other way you can think of. They gotta be here for a reason.
Ricardo.
We're going to pause this and let you do something.
Yeah. About an hour has passed, so I got a lot of stuff to do. By the way, a single round is 6 seconds. So
exchanged baby pictures.
We're good friends now. This was me when I was growing up. You see, I always carry pictures of myself in my wallet.
That conversation has been happening, and this you've heard the totality of it.
Yeah, except for the whispers, right? I don't know what they're...
Yeah, except for the whispers at the end, because that was definitely very private.
Got it. So my plan, in case you're wondering, is to stay hidden and see what they're saying in response to this stuff. Right? I want to get a lay of their intentions.
Right. Okay. I can definitely... What we're going to need to do is, since you're confined to the unlit part of the platform, because basically the rest of it's just an open slab, like, no amount of stealth can make you hidden in that.
There's actually, like, I was looking, and there's actually bonuses you get from being lit, unlit, and etc.
Right. Do you have a notice skill?
I do.
I'd like you to roll that, please.
I will use a Benny to re-roll that.
Yeah, you got tons left. Why not?
Yeah. That's better. I'll take the 4.
Yep. So you'll be able to hear what these guys say. So they're sort of milling about. They're counting their dead. They're collecting their wounded. They're moving them off. And then this argument starts. And at first they're like, well, those two weren't on the same side. And then someone else is like, no, it doesn't appear that they were. Well, it seems like they came from the same ship. Yeah, mutiny or something. Who gives a shit? And then they keep, like, the conversation keeps going. It's like, Jesus Christ, why don't they just kill each other already? This is bloody awful listening to that din. And then someone else is like, you know that they're talking about whether or not they're going to group up to kill us, right? It's like, well, still, I don't have to hear that fucking bloody... Like, you know, they're having a little side banter and whatever. The meaningful thing that you'll overhear is when Jeremiah, like, mentions that there isn't a treasure. And someone else will say... and someone will say, ah, bloody hell. So they know about that then. Thought they were just here looking after ancient fucking lost Aztec gold and all that bullshit. And insert, instead of Aztec, some other name that we'll come up with later. Yeah. Well, no, as in like...
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Generic lost civilization
X.
So what you're saying is
Tyrion.
Let me just reiterate. Like, you said specifically that they know about that then, do they? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay, so there is something here that they're looking for, that they have. Okay. Interesting. All right. Continue.
So these people know also, as Jeremiah knows, that there is something else here. And when they make that realization, they're like, well, we've got to send someone after that other group of people then, because they're actually heading somewhere valuable. And someone else says, well, we have people there already, but you're not wrong. As a matter of fact, it seems like this group of people probably isn't super relevant anymore. So then they start talking amongst themselves, and you will overhear sort of clandestinely that they are going to like, they're not going to keep fighting. Their plan now is they're going to take down the ropes, or they're going to do some covering fire. They're going to take down the ropes, and they're going to leave, which will make it so that, like, without the ropes, the group won't be able, like, nobody will be, unbeknownst to them, like, nobody will be able to follow. But you will be able to follow, and anybody else who is willing to jump into a chasm and clamber onto a wall.
Which, if I remember correctly, you need the skill to attempt the skill, right?
Well, I mean, we could also slowly build a bridge with whatever wreckage of the ship that they were.
Okay, so
fighting behind, but...
with that in mind, I'm not going to reveal myself, Wreckage.
Okay.
But I am going to talk to them.
That is impossible.
Okay. All right. Well,
if you start talking, it's not magic. They'll hear exactly where you are, and they will take a torch and they will go, "Oh, look, there's a person."
Yeah.
Like, unless you had some sort of throwing your voice skill.
I don't think I do, but I'm still going.
I think that sounds like a power, which there are, but
I'm going to just talk to them then.
So you're going to reveal yourself.
Yeah, I'm going.
This means you won't be able to stealthily follow them.
That's fine. I think there is more
to be gained from
to be talking with them. So,
all right,
I'm going to put down. I'm going to sheath in my belt, I guess, the cutlass.
Okay. All right.
And I'm going to come out of the shadows with my hands up and be like, I do believe that we can parley.
Vast hold, and they draw pistols and
Yep.
etc.
Yeah, and it's like, before you do anything, it is worth knowing that I am from the other group of people, not the ones that you were fighting originally.
How the bloody hell did you get over on this side?
I have skills. That is all that I can say.
I asked you a question, boy. Don't you come
I
back
jumped
at me with
across
your...
the chasm and climbed up from the bottom.
All right, there. That's all you had to say. Very well. So you're one of them. Fine. Speak your piece.
I have no regard for the men that you were fighting on the other side. Though the companions that I came with are they're very talented men, and they will be able to help with you. Now, from what I've overheard of your conversation, you simply wish to investigate further. The captain of the ship that we came from originally, he knows a lot more about this place than he's letting on. I believe that we can work together.
To what end?
Well, I don't know about my companions, but I simply wish to make sure that we can leave this place. There is a ship that is beached and in need of some repair. If you have the men, we can make way off this place after we have found what it is that you are looking for.
Sure.
Also, the captain is a bit of a piece of shit, and honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing him have his comeuppance.
All right, now there's one part that I'm a little unclear about, boy. Why exactly do I need to make a deal with you and not just shoot you where you stand to get any of that, really?
As I said, me and my companions are very skilled individuals. I was able to jump across this chasm and climb up unbeknownst to you and hear everything that you needed to hear. I could have very easily taken you out one by one, but I believe that there is much more to be gained working together.
I don't know about all those claims, but sure enough, you snuck up on us. Fine, fair. So, considering, perhaps, that I do value your apparent skills very highly.
It is also worth pointing out that I left your men alive over the other side.
Oh?
Yes, I knocked out 2 of them.
Oh, how very courteous of you. I'm sure they'll recover from those head wounds swimmingly. Let's assume that I rate you and your compatriots' skills quite highly. To be making this deal with you, I'll have to be fighting those men again, so that your other compatriots, who I assume are not as clambery and climby as you, can make it across as well. And that is, of course, that this whole thing isn't just putting me on, and isn't some sort of ruse to get on my good side. So here's what I'm willing to offer you, Mr.
Mendez.
You have overheard what we're planning to do, I assume. You let me do it. You let me cut the ropes. You let me withdraw my men. I'll take you with us, not as prisoner or nothing. You keep your weapon. You come with us. But the others stay there and they do what they do. And whatever they make up on their mind over there is whatever they make up their mind over there. But I can't drop everything for what seems like very little reward on my end and struggle and fight to try and save your friends.
All I need from you is an allowance, mostly. An act of intimidation, as it were.
No fancy plans. Take the deal or leave it. If you leave it, you can stay here. I don't need to kill you. But if you're going to start trouble or you're going to interfere with our escape, with our withdrawal plans, then I'll have to take action.
It's worth pointing out that we have a smith in my group.
Sure, great, excellent. I'm glad he's awesome. And if he makes it to the other side and we see him later, fine, fair. You know, you can be their ambassador and let us know that they're one of the ones we shouldn't kill, and they can come around and it'll be great, and we'll all have tea and crumpets.
Can I offer one ultimatum? Oh, wrong words. A suggestion? Help me
Very
fire
well.
this cannon.
No, we can't do that with any sort of subtlety. They'll see that we're making ready the cannon, and the fighting will start all over again, and I'll lose men to shot or cutlass, and I'm not willing to do that for your friends. Now you can come with, and hopefully they make it. Hopefully they find their way. But that's what I'm willing to offer. I'll tell you more, too, about what we know once we're out of here.
Okay, you can't... Alright. Alright, well, now you have me, because that is a hindrance for me.
Curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. So, like, literally, like, you see Ricardo's face. He's pained with the idea of leaving his companions behind. And then he's like, I'll tell you more about what we're finding. And he's just like, okay.
Aren't you also loyal?
No.
No, that's what
That's what I am.
I think
I'm
Stone's
loyal as
also
well.
loyal. Yeah, everybody else is loyal.
I have curiosity, a phobia, and a vow. But yeah, no, definitely not loyal.
I'm gonna say I'm surprised you didn't go the oh don't worry they'll kill them and just leave the ropes so they can swing over.
So it's about at this point, Eric and Bjorn, that while you're still perhaps, it sounds like your mind is mostly made up, but while you're still not exactly having completed the decision, you haven't actioned upon that decision just yet.
Mm-hmm.
It's at this point that the sort of retreating, like those people make their move, and there's some shots, none of which hit, very covering fire-esque. Everyone, ducks and covers and starts making ready their pistols. And those other guys cut the ropes and start running away. Changing perhaps your equation is also the fact that you can see clearly Ricardo's just going with them.
No, yeah, I'll turn around and then I'll do like a salute, and then I'll say loudly for them enough to hear. It's like, I'll be seeing you soon, companions.
I'm gonna turn to Bjorn. Well, Jeremiah was sure to have seen that.
Yes, I did see that.
Yeah.
This was still...
I know, I'm just being
We can still leave.
Jeremiah is like standing up. He's like, "Oh, hey, lads, they've run away."
Yeah, shouldn't we pursue them? Do you have any way to cross?
Well,
Do you have any
don't.
ropes of your own?
I didn't come ready to cross. My orders are to hold the entrance.
Hold it from who? They're over there.
Well,
They have a
and-
better position over there in a cannon. Wouldn't it be better for you to get that position and hold from there?
Well, then I wouldn't be holding this entrance here, which is here, whereas the entrance, which is my orders.
So your orders was basically, to see if I understand this, hold this entrance from whoever might come up there
Or over there. Right, yes, no.
What? Us, basically.
Well, no, not necessarily. You see, these people who were fighting have lived on the island for some time. There could easily have been others that were outside. You understand?
So your strategy, just to make sure I understand,
yes,
was to stay here,
right,
across the ravine,
right,
against a larger number, to hold an entrance against an unknown number of other people that would instantly have your flank.
No, see, you don't understand. There's a couple of things.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly what happened.
There's like a 10 by 10 ramp entrance that comes down here, right? That's a very narrow pass, and 10 men could hold that against anybody. We weren't expecting people to come up from inside the temple because the captain had already made his way deeper in, you see. So we didn't think that an entire fighting force could make it round him to come up on our flank.
That's a solid point, which kind of leads to the question of how did the captain miss an entire fighting force of 15 men?
I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that this place is a little more complicated and maze-like than we maybe originally assumed.
Right. So you're going to do what now with your 2.5 men?
Well, before you came to me and told me they were tied up and dead, I was going to go back and get the people we left at the beach to reinforce. Okay, well, I was going to go get them to reinforce our position since, you know, they're essentially, their job is the same thing, is to just, we're leaving sort of base camps to watch our...
Their job's the same
Well,
thing.
Jeremiah, that's a wonderful plan. I think you should do that. As a matter of fact, you have my well wishes and blessings. They're that away, they're tied to a tree. Now, any of you men who may want to go with me to go avenge your dead companions and maybe go see what all's that way, feel free. Me and Bjorn are going that way.
Well, now there's two problems with that, Erickson and Eric. The first problem being that there is no means to cross, seeing as how they undid the bridge and all. And also then the ropes. They had the ropes and now they're gone. So I don't know if you have any grappling hooks on you, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say no.
You're sitting behind a fortified position. There's wood. I will make planks and put it across.
There is no wood here. This is all stone.
I thought you said they were just pillars.
Yeah, like there's rubble and stuff. There's things that made fighting happen, but there's no actionable wood here. Now there is a non-zero amount of wood on the steps outside because of all the camp wreckage. Mm-hmm. It's not great wood. It's not long wood. It's it could be done, but
you could also fell a tree outside and bring it in if you really.
That would be a lot of work for a lot of men. So of course. So anyway, the point is, it's not going to be meaningless to cross the Gaza. You will be able to. You're a player character. You'll find a way. He's just simply stating, it's not going to be easy. And the second thing that you've overlooked, Eric, son of Eric, is that my job is to guard this entrance, and I believe that you came from that entrance, and I'm not exactly supposed to let you by.
You said you was going to leave.
Well, you're right. I'm going to go reinforce I'm going to probably send a couple of guys to reinforce my position.
Do you want to fight me, Jeremiah?
I don't want to fight you.
And I don't want to fight you. You lads, we had a good time. There was singing, there was drinking, there was eating. It was a good time. I don't want any of you lads to die.
Let's go on a journey.
I brought my friends and murdered the people trying to kill you.
No, great. Now, let's say you don't want me to die, but let's say, pursuant to your present course, I let you go across the chasm, and you go on your merry way, and perhaps you fight your way through those other guys, or you make friends with them, or whatever. You run into the captain, pursuant to your present course, inevitably. Now, let's say you beat him, well, then me and my men don't get what we came here for, and that's pretty sad.
Why would me beating the captain stop you from getting what you came for?
I'll perhaps get into that in a moment, but let's assume that you beat him and humor me for a second. It means that we don't get what we came here for. Now let's also assume that you get there, you lose, which you might well do to the captain. You might die, but he's made aware that we failed to guard the entrance. Now, perhaps he assumes we died, but then we show up and we're still alive, which means that we didn't die. We just failed to do our job. Now, given everything you know about the captain so far, do you think that that would mean me and my men get to live?
No, I suspect he'd probably kill you.
Right. So I can see no course for me wanting you to go further into this temple, you understand. Now, I do want to convince you to turn around and go home, or even stay here and help me reinforce this flank, and perhaps I can argue in your favor when the captain shows up.
Or
you
can support me.
Right.
You can do whatever it is you do. If you want to come with me, I would appreciate it. We can take down the captain. You still get whatever it is you came here to get, but can't tell me about.
Right.
We get off this godforsaken island. We have a boat. We have whatever you came for. And I don't murder you on your first failure.
Now, first of all, this ain't me first failure. And second of all, it ain't a failure. And third of all,
did you hold the entrance against those guys who are now going to go kill the captain?
yes.
No,
They
you
did.
didn't. Because
Yeah, no,
they're now
I did.
over there heading
Right, but-
towards the captain.
But they came from inside already.
But
They
you didn't stop them.
I
Do you
did.
think the captain's going to make that difference?
No, he's going to, because
He's not.
they
Be
didn't.
honest with yourself, Jeremiah.
I am being honest. You're being facetious. Look, I held my position. They didn't take my position. I held the entrance. They were already inside.
And now they're going to go kill the captain.
Right, but my job was not to prevent people from going to kill the captain. It was prevent people from coming in the entrance and going further. It was
And
to hold
then
the entrance.
going further in.
Holy
Right.
fuck,
Before they
semantics.
started,
Jesus.
Yes,
they came into the room that you were supposed to hold,
now
and now they are out of the room that you.
I
were
won't
supposed
argue
to-
semantics with you anymore. You're not doing a voice, and I am, and it's very hard on my throat.
Listen,
Right, now-
I'm trying very desperately to get to a persuasion roll or something. If this
Right.
is not ever going to happen, and these guys are just not.
No,
ever
this
going to change their mind.
look. This is not the end result. Here is not a roll. This is a real conversation. Let's have it.
And I've been having it.
Right, we're gonna keep having it. Let's just not get lost on the semantics
and,
route.
and that's fine. Well, the reason I'm going down there is actually a particular reason.
Right, I see the
Right
point
now,
you're trying to
I'm
make.
pretty sure that Jeremiah is not going to switch sides. Jeremiah obviously has an amazing amount of loyalty to the captain.
It's not
So-
that. He's about to explain. In fact, why don't you let him? Why don't you let him say
By
the
all
next?
means, Jeremiah, explain.
Right. So you asked a question. In the hypothetical land where me and mine join you and we all go forward and join the other guys maybe and we all kill the captain, we still get what we want. See, the captain ain't the captain because of his winning personality. I think you'll agree.
True.
Now, I won't get into too heavy of the details. I won't bog you down with things that you don't quite understand yet. But let's just say that let's use an analogy. Bear in mind, this is purely metaphorical.
Right.
Everything that we want, right? Let's say that the captain has the map, knows where it is, and is the only one who knows where it is. And so he's the only one who can get it. So in a situation where we betray him in all means, in all ways, and even if we beat him, we don't get what we came here for if the captain's dead. Now remember, it's metaphorical. It's metaphorical. So it's not just I kill him and take the map off of him. It's more like he knows how to get the treasure and we don't.
I understand that. So let me pose two hypotheticals to you.
Right.
One, those
Right.
people who have lived on this island for a long time may know how to get the treasure as well,
Right.
but may not have had a way to get off the island.
Well, perhaps.
Posit two, we get with the other people who would say presumably outnumber the captain and his ilk, wait for the captain to get whatever it is you're hoping for. If he left you here and you are still planning on getting it, it must be transportable. So we go, captain gets it, we take it from the captain, then we murder the captain, or don't, really. I don't much care. Either way, none of this involves you and I having to murder each other.
Well, see, what I don't quite understand, Eric, son of Eric, you seemed like such a peace-loving, jolly fellow when you were the chef, and I don't know why you won't take the option where you just go back to camp and have a nice meal and you don't worry about all this.
Well, 2 reasons.
All right.
1, you left me for dead, and you left my friends for dead, and then you attacked us a second time. The captain did those 2 things.
Right. Sure.
That's a problem for old Eric, son of Eric. You don't attack me and mine.
Right. Okay. Now, granted, I'll give you that the attack on the beach was and again, I think you have full marks for not liking the captain. I don't hold that against you in this list.
He tried to kill me twice, Jeremiah.
No, I think he only tried to kill you once. In the ship, we just thought you were dead.
Yes. You thought I was dead because you attacked me and left me for dead.
Nobody attacked you in the ship, Jeremiah.
Would you have attacked me were I awake? Then it counts.
No. I don't think it does count because that's not how it happened. But we won't get wrapped up in the semantics again. I think you have a perfectly valid reason for disliking the captain, but
dislike is a bit of an understatement.
Sure. But I really don't want to kill you, Eric, son of Eric. I really don't. And if, as you say, the 2 things that you just said are the important parts, that is pursuant to revenge on the captain, I simply can't side with that, Eric, and I simply can't let you go.
And actually, that was 1 reason.
Oh, right. What's the 2 reasons?
The first reason was why I want the captain to get pain. The second
this is like
reason
2 British people arguing over who's going to get murdered first by the other person.
So I will try to summarize. First reason you should join me is the captain is a horrible bastard.
Sure.
He literally killed a ridiculous number of people and has sacrificed any number of crew for an unspecified prize that he may or may not share with you. Second, I want to kill him because he tried to murder me and mine. You don't F with my friends.
Sure.
Third, you say we need the captain, but I've posed 2 situations where you don't actually need the captain to stay alive. Third, your options here or my options are, go sit aside and maybe the captain, if he wins, doesn't come out and murder me. And maybe if you guys win, and leave, there will be enough of the other dudes to convince them to maybe fix a ship. So the options that you're giving me by sitting aside are maybe I don't get murdered by the captain when he comes back out, and maybe you've left enough people alive that I can leave.
Now I understand.
My other options are pursue the captain, possibly join with those guys, and see whatever the hell this is that people are willing to die for and is worth money, or it is valuable.
Right, worth value.
And then I can figure out what's going on, because you've already told me those guys have enough dudes that have get me off the island. So if I help them, I can get off the island.
Right. Okay. Well, now, I see all of your points. I will say, just to change your combat math a little bit, that I can promise you if the captain wins, he won't come out and kill you. I can say that with certitude. But I grant that doesn't quite change the uncertainty of leaving with the other people, assuming they all survive or any of them survive. Right. Fine. I think, Eric, it's unfortunate as it is, that we really sort of have come to a point where we're either going to kill each other or we're not.
Yes.
10 paces. That direction.
Now let's narrow this down to 3 things. I can let you go forward, in which case I'm taking the risk that the captain finds out and then me and mine die. That's my risk. You have the option of taking the risk that you go back and circumstances play out here that you don't affect, and eventually lead to you not getting off the island. That's your risk. Fair? Those are the two risks, basically.
Fair.
In the middle, sadly, is us killing each other. Now, I'd rather not do that.
You are overlooking you or any number of your men join me, and we go that way.
Oh, that one's super not on the table.
For you, apparently.
Men, you've all been listening. Would any of you join Eric, son of Eric, here under the circumstances, given the conversation we've had?
I mean, he makes good sandwiches.
He does make good sandwiches. Unfortunately, perhaps that won't be strictly relevant in the immediate future.
Everyone needs to eat, Jeremiah.
The 4, 6, or 10 of his men, depending on which point in the conversation we were at.
It's actually 2.5 now.
It should also.
No, he turns around. He turns around to pose this hypothetical, and everybody's dead.
I've just been in the back there, just stabbing him.
Bjorn has been walking behind him, just stabbing them all.
The guys that are wounded, just sinking my sword into.
All right. So anyway, he poses this hypothetical. He poses this hypothetical to his men, and they all shake their head no. None of them would join you.
Even the dead ones?
Oh, you guys are still talking about this? Oh, shit, I wasn't paying attention. What was the question?
So, Eric, son of Eric, this is basically going to come down to a persuasion roll. But that persuasion roll is going to be against my will, as opposed to just against a DC 4. And more importantly, the persuasion roll is not to get me to join your side. It's just to let you go.
So it's a test of wills, an actual roll in this game.
It's an opposed roll.
Hey, boy howdy, I wish I had a Benny.
I will gladly donate you a Benny for a burger today. But I'll pay for you on Tuesday. Next week.
So just give me a brief second while I clarify what the
hour and a half trying to convince these guys to join us.
I just love the idea that like this is what actual parlay for pirates is like. It's like, well, I could kill you quicker because I have more people.
That's exactly why we had that conversation in the way that we did, and why it went on for as long as it did, because it was good.
And why the next conversation, Bjorn is just going to kill the people.
This was good pirate television. Now, in the future, now that we've role-played this, we can
just say we parlayed for a while. What do
I mean? Parlayed for a while.
So you know what's kind of funny? The TV show Black Flags. Very similar, like negotiations happen. It's like, but I have more people, you see. And then everyone's like, but I know where the gold is. And then everyone's like, he knows where the gold is. It's like,
just as a note, in case it would influence some of the 2.5 men that you have left, I am also
Ashton Kutcher's over there. He's just like,
I'm also a doctor.
I am actually also a doctor. So
I love the idea that I said
that helps people sometimes.
I love the idea that I was
an
like
actual doctor. I have a degree.
I love the idea that I was like to those guys, oh, we have a smith, and they're just like, I don't care.
I don't care.
I was like, oh man, I thought the whole point of like having a smith on your team was like, shit, dude.
Look, we have a smith.
Do you also have a baker and a manicurist?
Yes.
Yeah, actually.
I mean, I'm a wonderful baker, and stone is.
Do you have a really dumb guy who can punch a head off a person? I think not. And I was like, actually, we do.
In order to expedite this, you mentioned that you were a doctor.
Yeah.
Jeremiah will say, now, again, you're not going to convince any of us to join your side, but if you promised to stick around and treat our wounded a little bit, that would be more in favor of letting you go. You know, a little bit of barter.
Well, Bjorn can build the bridge, and while he's building the bridge, I can treat your men.
All
That
right,
okay with you, Bjorn?
sure. And
Well, I
that'll
was asking Bjorn, not Jeremiah, but
right. Fine, fair.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
okay.
Now, okay, so what that'll mean is basically that you get a +2 on your roll, which is already added to the +2 that you normally have on your persuasion roll. So you're in a fine position really here to beat my D8 for a spirit roll.
But it's me rolling, so look out for a 5.
And you're out of
bare
bennies.
minimum I can roll.
You're out of bennies.
I am out of bennies.
And because what with me being so named and well verticulated and everything, I'm a behatted man. So that means I am also a wild card and get to roll wild dice.
Shouldn't have named you.
So there's actually a pretty interesting mechanic in here. Oh shit!
No, yeah, you beat him.
Oh,
Just barely.
Yeah,
Wait.
you beat him by 2.
Yeah, but that didn't add my modifier, so that I actually beat him by a lot.
Yeah.
I rolled an 8. Actually, I rolled a 9 because the wild dice would have gotten the modifier too. So
what's
I
the
rolled a 9.
modifier that you have?
Right.
I had a +4.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's also worth pointing out there's actually, on page 75 of this, because I was looking up tests of will, you can do things like...
So I succeeded with a raise.
Correct. So he'll follow that with.
I am mighty hurt over here, actually. It's like...
All right then, Eric, son of Eric. You can go along ahead, and you can treat her wounded a little bit. And all I ask is that perhaps, should you encounter the captain, and should he be killing you horribly, just throw in a line as you're dying miserably, like, I'm sure glad we found that double secret entrance that got us in here and had nothing to do with the position that Jeremiah was guarding.
That we don't know about.
I want your hat.
You can have my hat. I don't care about my hat.
Wonderful.
Didn't your great-grandmother give you that hat, Jeremiah?
I don't give a shit about my great-grandmother.
I mean, I care about my great-grandmother.
Well, good for you. Your great-grandmother wasn't a miserable cunt then.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, she's
He'll give you his hat.
Ice cream. I don't care what happens. All right, I take Jeremiah's hat.
Suddenly, all the extras suddenly pay attention to you and are now under your leadership.
And for some reason want to follow me now.
It was all the hat.
You make a bridge out of people and you walk across it.
So Bjorn will. Bjorn is going to attempt to make some sort of bridge over this gap. There's various supplies. We will do a roll for that next time. Ricardo is walking down a mysterious tunnel, accompanied by a group of strangers.
I'm doing everything in my power to, like, without appearing to do so, Wreckage, to, like, you know, make it so that they're like progressing slower, so that my teammates can catch up.
There's really nothing you can do to affect that because they're gonna basically not care if you're keeping up.
Are they like, you know, dealing with the wounded, or what's the deal there?
I mean, they have some wounded, but like they're carrying their own wounded.
Would he go around telling everyone their shoes are untied or something?
That guy is bleeding a lot.
Mark the wall so we know where to go.
Yes, actually, I will do that. That's a fucking fantastic idea. If I can do that.
What are you doing it with?
Saber. I mean, you said it's old and mossy and stuff. I could leave a scratch mark every once in a while, like a dotted line, just a simple one.
I thought it was mossy on the outside.
And you did say I did have a raise for my stealth, so if you'd allow me to use it there, that's perfect.
I'll tell you what.
I have some bennies. I'll give you. Let me make a roll.
I'll tell you what.
Maybe.
No. Don't make a roll. Don't make a roll. We'll make the roll later. Here's what I'll say. If you start marking the wall with your sword, they're like, "Hey, cut that shit out." But as Prylor suggested, there is moss on the walls. There's like cobwebs and shit. Like you can, like whenever there's a turn or like a parting of ways, I'll let you make a mark just by removing moss or something like that. What that'll convert into later is a notice roll on behalf of your allies.
To notice a pattern.
Because it's not just like saber marks, which would be obvious, right? It's going to be non-obvious, like there's like a handprint in the moss that's like an arrow this way, but they'd have to notice that, right?
I write a small poem every time that I walk around.
Anyway, so that'll be it for today. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Dave will now lead you through outros, where he'll ask various people how they feel, which will have changed since the last 3.5 hours ago.
All right. Hey, motherfuckers. How y'all doing? Thank you very much for watching. Eugene, where can people find your beautiful bootied ass?
Twitch.tv/Eugene.
Hell yeah.
I mean, it's down in the doobly-doo. Honestly, if you can't figure this, it's there. If you can't figure that out...
Some people listen on podcasts because people make podcasts of the show and upload them to places. Did you know that? They totally do that.
I didn't know that. For the people on
we used to put stuff on SoundCloud.
But I make no...
on the
like,
podcast,
you can't monetize that at all. So.
Yeah.
First off, welcome to 2018. We're in the future now, where we have videos, and that's how we do this shit. So stop listening with your ear holes and start watching with your eye holes, and I guess also listening with your ear holes. Anyway, Twitch.tv/Eugene. I got ice cream. I role played with Wreckage for an hour and a half. Sorry for everybody in chat who likes Prylor and Henley more than me, because I literally didn't let them talk at all this episode.
Occasional, just like that cool patrol.
Now, Eugene, I accept full responsibility for pacing in my games. So, people who are mad or upset should look no further than me.
I mean, Wreckage, you gave me a chance to just talk and not let Henley and Prylor say anything, and I took it with wild abandon. So,
and I will continue to do so, like as I see fit. I am the GM, and I control the pacing. If I had, as I did, cut away and do a Ricardo or any number of things, have the ceiling fall in, have Jeremiah be bored and kill you.
I so wanted him to get bored and attack me. I wanted to kill him so bad.
No, you didn't.
No, Eric did not.
Right.
Eugene wanted to murder that mother trucker, take his hat, and tell the other 2.5 men.
2.5 men.
Ashton Kutcher makes enough money he doesn't have to listen to. Prylor, my man, where can people find you?
On Twitch as Prylor and on Twitter at Prylor_TV. I haven't been streaming as of late, but I'm going to get back into it more. And yeah, look for my tweets when I go live, or just, set it so your channel notifies you on Twitch.
Hell yeah. And last but not least, we have good GM, Mr. Dr. Wreckage. What up, sir? How you doing? Where can people find your shit?
Only here, really. I've got a Twitter. I'm sure it's somewhere posted around here. I don't post anything, but if you follow me, I might look at your shit. Sometimes I retweet things. Occasionally I comment on other people's stuff. Really, if you want to see me do things, if you liked this, come back next week, or come back on Monday nights where Elliot Knight usually is. And that's pretty much it.
All right, guys. Hey, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the return of Die Party and Dead Man's Crest, as it turns out. We did one and the same today. If you did, a follow would be much appreciated. And if you're feeling saucy, why not subscribe, join the cockpit, and get the best emotes on Twitch. This week, we have a pretty full plate. We have Surge tomorrow. That's 100% going to happen. And Friday, hopefully we see the return of Board Games with Bitter Bros as well. So that will be good. And last but not least, on Saturday, we have our fan party game, which is a fan player
viewer Die Party game. This month, we're playing Stars Without Number 2nd Edition. So we've already got a full table for that, and we have another one open if you want to join. Head on over to the Discord and go to the fan party group there and chat it up with all the people. So that'll be starting on Saturday, and on Sunday we have the final of Die Party Embers, and then the following Sunday we're going to be starting our second season of Whiskers and Whiskey, which is our Mouse Guard role-playing game. So yeah, check the schedule for more information. But other than that, we outie 5,000. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.